Golly.
Species is dying. The birth rate is plummeting. Women are chopped. But yeah, you know what? Get a fucking cat.
I know even more about grass.
Oh, wow. We love that, don't we?
Look at you. So professional.
Yeah, very professional. Welcome to Touch Grass with
Nice.
Theo Snodgrass. I am your host, Theo Snodgrass. The panel is here. Hello, panel. How you guys doing?
Hello,
You
Theo.
really
How
got
are
to
you
get
doing?
over the cat thing.
Morning.
That's okay. All right. This has been so much fun. How would you guys think of the new intro? Huh?
It was awesome, and it
Yeah.
gave me an idea. You need
Yeah.
to come to Dragon Con next year with a plate of grass, and it just says "Touch Grass," and that's your cosplay. I've
It
seen
kinda
someone do that
looks-
before.
It kind of looks like you made it yourself.
Thank you. I will take that as a
I liked
compliment.
it.
I actually didn't make it myself,
go.
but I will take that
Man,
as a compliment.
wait
Iron
for the
Oxide
cat to the
made
intro
that.
to being catty on stream.
Shout out to Iron Oxide. Although you're kind of insulting him by saying it looks like I
okay,
made it.
let me rephrase. I'm bad at talking. It looks as though it was organically crafted with love.
Yeah, that's
That's a nice way of saying it
It's made
sucks.
by a guy who
That's
doesn't know
what
how
you
to do
say. That's what you say when your kid hands you macaroni art.
No, when my kid hands me macaroni art, I say, "Aw, I'm hungry too."
it. That's pretty much what you just gave me, but I'll take it. Thank you.
Okay, it was way better than I could do.
Oh man, this has been a lot of fun. Oh man,
He's
yeah, I'm
like,
very
"The
excited.
stream is over
It's
now."
been a minute.
Allie killed it again.
All right, Arza, did you have something you wanted to show me?
Yes, I do have something I want to
Okay,
show you.
go ahead.
So
Let's
this
kick
is
that off.
a
You can't whip
premiere,
that out on. You can't whip that out on the
Touch
internet.
Grass merchandise. This will be going live on all Touch Grass merch stores. I think you guys will.
Oh,
Oh
God.
my god!
Oh shit, he's got it. He's got the. He's got the. I'm not trying to. Bro, where did you get that?
My mom made it.
Oh, Lord.
She has a sublimation printer. She can print shirts.
I was just going to say she has a cricket or something.
Yes, my mom has like 3 crickets. She's obsessed with it.
I need to get me one for my cosplays.
Oh fuck.
I was
Yeah.
planning to print a shirt for a cosplay too for
Yeah.
for Dragon Con.
I printed Elvira's
Yeah.
chest on a shirt
Fuck, am I
once so
frozen?
that I
No,
didn't
no,
have to wear a low-cut shirt for Halloween.
Nice.
You got extras?
Based.
Keep it in your pants, guys.
Rider.
Keep it in your pants.
But I got in trouble anyway. The neighbor was mad at me. She's like, "My husband was looking at you. This is supposed to be a family event." I was like, "This isn't even real."
It's
Just looking at
printed on
fake
shirt.
boobs on a...
Guys wear those novelty bikini girl shirts at the
Exactly.
beach. When they're too fat to take off their t-shirts.
That was the
Hey.
idea. I was like, it'll be
I
like
resent that
that,
statement.
and then I won't have to look, strange and stuff, and I could still be Elvira. But like,
There's nothing you can do
It's-
about it. Gooner's gonna goon.
Well,
wasn't
and it
enough.
sounds to
Not
me
gonna
like she's more mad at the fact that her husband is always looking at someone else's chest. That's what that...
Well, yeah, no, and I was like,
Maybe
it's
she
not
should
even
just
real,
bring her
though,
own girls
lady,
out to
like-
play more often. He wouldn't have to, you know?
Like,
Yeah, I took a screenshot, and then I put it on a 3D printed shirt using paint, and she was mad at my efforts, and I was like, "Wow, that's a little messed up, lady." It
Sounds
took me
like
like
a
2 days
girl.
to figure out how to do this.
We do have a question over in Rumble.
Oh yeah.
Is Vagabond a furry?
No,
Ooh.
Yet, not yet.
racist.
Will he
Yet.
admit to it? Is the
I mean, if you're, I don't really shave, so if that's what you're talking about, then maybe.
So
But
it,
fuck.
would it be question? Would it be off base to say his furry animal would probably be a raccoon?
no,
Is that racist?
Is that a racist? Yeah. Is that a
I mean,
racist?
he didn't say gorilla.
I mean, I've
Jesus
been
Christ!
called-
Jesus Christ!
It
We're
didn't!
still on YouTube.
It didn't!
For fuck's
I mean,
sake!
I've been
There
called a
are other
fedora
words
raccoon.
than that.
Oh yeah,
Alright.
you've been called a coon so many times. It's hilarious.
Yeah, we don't have to do it now on this show. We can do it later. It doesn't have to be right now.
Behind closed
It is
doors.
just an animal. I don't
Jesus
see the
Christ.
fucking...
Yeah.
You're a fucking animal. All right.
Oh my god.
Animal, can you bring up the fucking the article about right-wing e-girls before I completely lose the plot.
But
It's a good thing
I
that
am
none of
friends.
us-
I am
it's a
friends
good
with a
thing none of
furry
us
that
have
can't
jobs
afford a
or
parachute.
anything that we'd have to like worry about losing.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Oh, I'm so excited about this. Who's heard about this story? Show of hands.
I just heard about it now.
Sadly, this is just
Showed it to me last
Excellent.
night.
I'm so excited. So here's what happened. Sarah Stock, who inspired that, I don't know if you guys have heard me say that thing I say sometimes about goth girls are over and hot Nazi chicks are in. That was inspired by Sarah Stock. Anyway, she's engaged now, off the market. So she posted her ring on Twitter. And just scroll down. And then a bunch of people had things to say about it.
a bunch of single people, perpetually single.
Yes, a
people
bunch
had
of
something to say about
perpetually
it that needs to be said.
single women. Now, to be fair, Pearl Davis, friend of the channel, just Pearly thinks she had a valid point. She was like, you know, right wing e-girls are always posting the ring, but never posting the man. Fair point. Fair point. I'll concede that. And Sarah Stock reminded, you fuck black guys and probably have AIDS. Bless.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Was towards,
That's a
I
hell
have
of
to
an
ask, is it
escalation.
wrong?
Yeah. Yeah.
That
yeah.
was-
and
that was towards
Answer
Pearl.
to the like they're never posting their man. Some people don't want to post their family
yeah.
on
Yeah.
social media, so that's
Some men
not
just
really
don't wanna-
fair.
Patch the
Yeah, what
strays.
if the dude's like, yeah, I got a job in a real life. I don't want to be a part
Yeah.
of your internet shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's
So-
totally fair. That's totally reasonable. And there was, and then some other chick commented some shit, and then Pearl was like, "You're a single mother with HPV. Sit this one out." It was rough. And
Unless you said you're a single mother with AIDS.
yeah, that was HPV. That one was what she. And apparently, this is something she's admitted to having or whatever. And then, by the way, then Emily Saves America pulled up to the chat.
Oh,
who,
God,
by the way,
Emily.
I knew that chick sucked from Jump Street. I never thought she was cool. I always thought she sucked.
Well, yeah.
And so she pulled up, and she was like the ring size, and she was like trying to like shame her for the size of the ring. And she got a ton of backlash for that. We'll keep scrolling.
Because that kind of stuff is just born of jealousy.
Bingo.
That ring is not bad looking. I mean, if
Yeah,
it's
and
it
this
could be a small diamond, it could be a really high carat, but like teeny tiny. So who knows?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's fucking stupid.
Yeah, remember, it's not about the size, guys.
This is just
How much you pay
And
for it?
the rings are a big racket anyway. It's like, come on.
They are.
Fucking
They're
anybody that actually, if you're going after somebody that actually cares about the ring size, even if you can afford the biggest ring possible, then you're with the wrong person.
Yeah.
This is an age-old thing. It's just now translated into the internet. Women always fucking do this, and I've despised it since I was a little girl. When you see it in movies or when you see it in real life, it's all fucking gay. And it's really, really annoying because who cares about material things? Just like big weddings. It's a waste of money. When you're
Agreed.
starting a new life with someone, you should probably, I don't know, think about saving money, buying a home, having a family, instead
Set up
of
the honeymoon.
paying
much more-
20 grand for a ring because you want to look like you own money. How about actually
Grand.
have money?
Who pays 20 grand for a
Materialistic bullshit.
rock?
Well,
Here's one of the-
problem
here's
is
one of-
that these women, even the ones that say they're right wing, they don't understand the concept of growing together. And I did a whole post about this that was kind of long, but I'll try and sum it up because every time this discourse happens, it reminds me of my great-great-grandmother who it was the early 30s and they had her and my great-great-grandpa my great-great-grandpa, they had just gotten married. Okay, she was the only woman in town who had divorced, and she had to get divorced because her first husband abandoned her and their son, and he went to another state and started another family. So she had to petition the church to divorce, and it was in the paper and everything. Well, she met another man and they got married, and he got her a modest ring in the middle of the Depression. But in, I think it was 1934, she actually pawned that wedding ring so that he could buy his first dump truck. and he outfitted that dump truck with a thing at the end that would help him till the fields. So he technically had two jobs that two businesses that he was doing in the middle of the Depression. And she pawned her ring so that they could do that with a little toddler. Like, she was a single mom, but they loved each other. And they had a little toddler. They lived with her mother for a while. And there was no guarantee that he would succeed. Everywhere was failing. But, like, it was worth the sacrifice, even though this ring meant a lot to her. And eventually, he had earned enough to buy another truck and to hire another driver. And she did all the books. She did the budgeting so that they didn't have to hire someone to do it. And then eventually, I don't know how long it took, but eventually he bought her ring back. And then even though he died when she was 60 and she lived for another 15 years, she still did the books for that business that he had now built for his kids and grandkids. And I say all that because these women have no idea what it means to get married and grow with a man. It has nothing to do with the ring or anything. It's you are building him up for your whole family. You're working together in that way. And
so what you're saying is she's the poster child of being barefoot and pregnant and demonstrating why that's a good thing. I really despise that phrase being treated like it's a negative.
I know.
Especially in that situation.
And let's be very
mean,
clear, a lot of these
she
conservative women, they don't actually have conservative values. They just know liberal values aren't working for them. They realize that they're not hot enough to be hedonistic and to always be showing their bodies wherever they want. So they're like, I'm going to be all trad and anti-progressive, progressive in the other way. And I still expect my man to be 6 feet tall, 6-pack, 6 figures, 6 inches. And if he's not, then I'm going to complain that he's chopped and he's too much of a shrimp dick incel.
All right,
Mad respect to your great grandmother.
Let's pull up actually, let's keep going. Okay, here's for Emily Saves America. This is her tweet. It's gonna be hard to be a trad wife when your man can't even afford a ring. How do you guys expect to have a house, land, multiple kids, be fucking for real? I hope y'all enjoy working. Sorry, I'm MIA. I'm in the Hamptons.
What's wrong with working?
Oh my God!
Why would the blue collar people
that
be
is
blue
distinctly
collar?
a right-wing value is working for a living and like just being happy with being content with working and just having a little bit to live on, maybe enjoy some of it, but still being happy with your family because the work, the money is.
Well, look at this. Well, look at the final little thing that she wrote too. Conservative men need to stop being broke and gaslighting women like that we don't deserve diamonds and rings.
That's that word, deserve. That's that word.
Deserve
Leftists love that word, deserve. I deserve.
You know, we can actually
it.
easy to track when this like fake trad woman thing broke. It's when the guy from the Whatever podcast fought with the fake trad woman on Piers Morgan, where he called her out for being a total feminist. Yeah. Ever since that happened, all of these fake conservative women have been.
From Whatever?
It was Andrew Wilson did an absolute beat down to Tommy Lahren on the Piers Morgan show, and it was glorious. And it just revealed because just asking, she just kept doing the good old fashioned conservative thought thing where, oh, my dad did this, my dad worked much. It's like, okay, but what are you bringing to the table?
That.
What are you doing to deserve any of this treatment? Well, men should just do it anyway because I'm a woman and I deserve the world. It's like, no, that's a complete opposite. You're scripting now.
Okay,
so he's from the Crucible, but yeah.
But he was also Whatever a lot. So.
This is the prime example of why you shouldn't trust women. Like generalizing here. Look,
don't get me started.
I'm generalizing here. This is
Go
why
off,
I asked
Queen.
if you wanted me to fucking save this for when we were alive. Okay,
Go off, Queen.
Women are naturally inclined to be leftist and to group together and attack other women and men because of materialistic bullshit. So this entire thing, whether you're conservative or state that you're conservative or not, you're going to treat other people this way. And the men that fucking simp after these e-thought women, whether they're conservative or leftist, does not fucking matter. Women are naturally inclined to be materialistic and judgy and gossip queens. This is just men or women by nature Puppeteering men. That's just how they are, okay? There are obviously outliers. I'm not talking about myself. I'm not talking about Allie. You guys don't understand what women fucking do, especially once they group together, and they are naturally inclined to do so because they do not feel secure in their own skin to stand alone. This, just because they say they're conservative means nothing, because they're going to manipulate anything to their way, and they're going to take it as far as they can take it.
They don't have men to tell them, like, hey, shut your mouth. Like, on social media, you need to shut up. Like, my husband, he will say sometimes, like, Allie, you need to stop talking on social media. Like, he'll say that, and I'll be like, you know what? That's a good point.
I'd love to see what you don't say on social media.
I mean, no, you don't.
I'd love to see the things that stayed in drafts and got deleted, because I've seen the things you do say.
I am not that bad.
Bro, you get accused of being a man in disguise like twice a
Oh
week.
god, that was hilarious.
No,
was
it
like,
happens
no,
like
you stupid
every day.
fuck.
It happened yesterday.
That was great.
I don't
like-
get it. And it's always when I'm correct. But that's another thing that these, well, left chicks do it too, but like right-wing chicks, even chicks that say they agree with me, they will accuse me of being a man, and that's when you know that they have this natural knowledge that men are usually right, which is when they're telling on themselves. So when they say, "Oh, you're just saying that because you're a man," it's like, yeah, and by saying you think I'm a man, you're admitting that men are usually right because you know I'm right.
Based.
And you
All
can't imagine that a woman is right.
I
You're
love
revealing
it
your
when
own
they
stuff.
trot out the pick me insult to people who are taken. You fucking
Yeah,
moron.
Yeah, I get
pick
that
me-
all the time too.
Yeah, pick-me's get picked. That's the thing. Bro, I had this conversation with my communist friend just the other day. And I was like, yeah, pick-me's get picked. That's what happens. So that's why you sing. That's why you're divorced. And pick-me's get picked. That's what happens.
Well, to be clear, this woman is a pick-me because she's not hot enough to be a leftist pick-me. The left won't take her because she's too hot, she's too normal looking, she's too blonde, too blue-eyed. But the right, she's just hot enough to be attractive to a right-winger, and so she's gonna beg them to pick her, even though she has none of the values. She can try to cosplay as being somebody who values these things, and she's gonna fare. She dropped her card with that video she put out.
Is this the same? Are you going to show that video?
Yeah, let's pull up.
Oh, okay.
We got two videos. We're going to show both the videos. We're going to show one. Hold on. Emerald.
While you find
pull up
those,
the
isn't-
next one I tagged.
Isn't
Yeah,
that a bit of an oxymoron? The not hot enough to be a leftist pick me. Like the left isn't hot.
No,
It
they're
means that
ugly.
she's not a big titty goth chick.
Well, no. So, okay, the left obsesses over certain kinds of hot girls, including those who are like slightly different in how hot they are. Whereas conservatives will go for basically any girl who pays a little bit of attention to us and likes us.
No, some
Like,
of us
it
like
doesn't
some
take
of us
much
don't like
time.
all
I
chicks.
don't
though.
know about that.
Okay,
I don't
this
know
is
about that.
okay. This is what I'll settle. So the left is inherently ugly, but in political
Yeah.
spaces, ugly bitches will do things like cosplay or adopt an alt aesthetic to try to like cover up the fact.
Yeah, that's
But
why
they're
I
ugly.
say big titty goth chick. Like that's
Yeah.
the hot
Yeah.
chick that is
That's
a leftist.
but but what I think ours is pointing out is that Emily Saves America is not quite hot enough to be like mainstream famous just for being hot. She
Yeah,
needs
she's
to be
normal.
hot and another thing. So
Literally.
Okay, I kind of get. I get what you're saying. now.
Snarky
yeah,
edge
so
to it.
and on the right, since she can't, she doesn't have like an alt aesthetic. She has to go to the right.
And then in return, that is her
leftists-
alt aesthetic.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Well, leftists will accuse her of being a Nazi just for not being fat.
Yeah.
So she had to go somewhere. And
Well,
She's
and
Sydney
when-
Sweeney because she's not fat. Got it.
Because of the nature of conservatives, we all have a tendency to say like women, good women deserve protection.
sure.
And if you can demonstrate that you're a good woman, then men will say, okay, then I'll protect you. She's trying to do that, but she's failing because she's lying.
She doesn't actually have any virtues. That's the thing. Like that. Anyway, go ahead and make this point. The next video, and then we'll do the video after because the video after is very illuminating. We got to get through this one first.
Like I basically have a degree on how to be a hater at this point, so let me share some tips. When to be a hater, specifically the rules of engagement ring. And no, I don't have a ring, so I'm allowed to be a hater. And yes, I do send your engagement pictures around to my friends and like usually talk shit. Sometimes you deserve it. Anyway, rule number 1, let them be happy. No, it hurts. If someone has their little ring and they're happy with that, let them be happy. They married for love, okay? Remember that when you visit them in their shack down the road. I'm kidding. Be a hater. Conditions do apply here. Number 1, did they come for you first? If you want peace, you should have stayed silent. If they talk shit and it got back to you, gossip is a boomerang, baby girl. If she accepted a $37 ring, I mean, someone has to marry the losers, so like, let them live.
Okay, I gotta break in and stop.
That doesn't make any
Fuck
sense.
you.
What is this
She sees the
bullshit?
absolute jealousy.
Yes.
How are you broke if you're not spending thousands and thousands of dollars on a ring? Aren't you pocketing that money? Aren't you keeping that? How does it?
No, that is not how women's brains work. Women like this, they think that you have to spend the money to show that you have the money. They don't use logic and realize that that means the money's going away.
Yeah,
Well,
they're
you-
doing
this
that
also-
girl
this-
math thing.
This just proves she's not a conservative because she's valuing because the value of wealth
Non-conservatism.
to a conservative is the family and the love. The wealth is having 2.5 kids and a loving wife and a picket fence. That is wealth. Living comfortably, happily, and by the way that you want to. That is wealth. To her and her hedonistic and materialistic leftist mind, wealth is the flashiest, shiniest thing I can show off.
Yeah, well, this is also this is a girl logic thing. So if a woman says he's not spending money on me, that must therefore mean he does not have money. I had this problem once. I was fucking this girl at my house, and we had this great arrangement where she would come to my house and fuck me. And she said, you never take me anywhere nice. It's probably because you can't afford it. And I said, no, it's not that I can't afford it. It's that I don't think you're worth it. And then she stopped bringing it up. But that's...
Did she keep coming over?
Yes.
No, I'm about to say, notice he said she stopped bringing it up, not that she stopped coming over.
No, she didn't stop coming over. She kept... Yeah. I had to chase her away, honestly. I had to tell her I was going back to my ex to get her to leave me alone.
Damn,
One time she straight up
told how
god
it
girled
is.
me. Like I left her house late one time and didn't stay because I didn't want to. And I was like, I have work the next day. So as I'm going out to my car for work, I look over and she's like parked in front of my house with sunglasses on.
Wow.
Like scouting me out. Yeah.
Are you okay? Do you need help?
I know I'm telling
Do we
this story
believe-
like it's funny, but every time I tell it, people get worried.
Do we believe this is a true story, or did he watch an episode and thought it would be a cool background?
No, this
Well,
is a real thing.
It sounds
saw
believable to me because I had
he's-
some weird past relationships.
Yes.
One of my
He
exes
was
is
season 2 and was like, "Yep, that's me."
one of my exes is homeless on purpose in San Diego, California, downtown somewhere.
Oh, fuck.
I mean, of all the places to be homeless, San Diego's a pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty
choice.
It's pretty primo.
Yeah.
So women like this are internally very empty and lonely. And the only thing that they can see to make that happiness be a thing because they're missing it internally is to show their materialistic wealth. And so that's why they look for these things, because they think that's going to fill the void within themselves, when all they really need is to actually be better people so the other void could be filled properly.
Right.
The
Right.
special void of love.
I don't think that's the void she was talking about.
Well,
Oh, okay,
I will
never
say
mind.
this too. I think she's never heard of the concept of a man with no bills is rich.
Well,
Yeah.
this is she's clearly somebody who's never actually known what love is. She does. She probably also I'm sure has a fantastic relationship with her father, and that's why she thinks it's all about material wealth that equals personal wealth.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah.
Sure,
All
her
right.
cat's
She's-
lover.
It's likely that she's a child of divorce whose mother forced her father to pay child support.
Yeah.
I don't even think that. I think because I think it's not really a left and right thing when it comes to this. There's women out there that are just materialistic in general, right? So, like, look at the Pokemanes of the world and all that type of stuff, right? Where oh, if you ain't gonna buy my cookies, you must be a broke bitch or whatever she said.
Yeah.
When she had them generic
Was that
cookies,
the
she
one that
was
was
drop
like, if
shipping.
you can't
Different
afford
type
to,
of
to send me $5, like, why are you watching?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
to be clear, Vagabond, actually, I do
different
agree
one.
with you. This
Different-
isn't a
different
matter
usage.
of this isn't a matter of partisan politics. It's the behaviors that will lead to somebody requiring material wealth as opposed to internal and satisfactional wealth. Is the kind of values that are hedonistic, self-serving, short-term, the kind of things that liberals like to perpetuate. So it's more like these are the traits, and then these are the traits that lead you to obsess over this kind of wealth and obsess over your beauty and whatnot. And these are liberal traits, and they stand side by side. Whereas the conservative traits are in opposition to those traits. So it's not partisan traits; it's that the traits align with the.
The fact that these girls are right-wing e-girls, the fact that they're ostensibly on the right means they ought to know better.
They're
and
not
the fact
actually,
that
they're not on the right though, because
No.
I guarantee
No, they're
if
not.
you ask them, how do you feel about repealing the 19th? They're
Mhm.
going to either not know what the 19th Amendment is, like this one chick I talked to once, or they're gonna say, "Oh no, we should vote. Like we're
Okay, to
we're
be clear-
also the laws affect us too. Blah blah blah." And it's like, then you're not really a conservative. She's
Well,
the type
not all
of
conservatives
woman-
repeal the 19th.
No,
she's
let her
the
cook.
type-
Ours will let her cook.
She's the type of woman who, if she gets into that quote unquote trad thing, like if she gets married and her husband's like, "Sure, sweetheart, stay home," like if they get pregnant, if she has a baby, she's hiring a nanny so that she can continue her e-thoughterry.
Bingo. All right, let's
And
wrap up this
then
video and
she'll
get into the
take
next one.
pictures of them and she'll say, "Oh, this is my trad family. Like we're going on walks through the fields, you know. This is what we do." And yet the second the camera's off, the nanny like walks away with them.
See, if Tommy Loren or Larian or whatever the fuck her name is, actually had a family to speak of, that's her. You just described her. Because she loves to talk about things from her ivory tower and tell women how to be, except they're not going to be able to be that. She might because of, well, I'm not going to be crass, but
no, please.
She has the wealth to say those things and say that all of this is possible and have the nanny life and pretend like it's her raising the children.
I don't think she has kids, does she?
No, that's what I'm saying. Like if she did, if she
Oh.
had a family, you just described how she would be.
I'm
she's in her
pretty sure
40s
she's
and she's
off
still- and she's-
the
she's a
market
boyfriend.
now because of. Didn't she get with one of the Tates or something?
Oh God.
Probably.
No.
Destiny?
Lauren Southern hooked up with Andrew Tate. That's a different
Is Tommy
right-wing
Loren the one
e-thought.
that slept with like Destiny or something?
No, that's also Lauren Southern. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Tommy Lahren is same mold, different packaging.
Oh my god, these bitches.
You could just say different hair color, but I think they're both blonde.
They're
aren't
the
they?
same.
They're
They're
both
the
blonde,
same hair
different,
color.
slightly different facial structure. But I kind of
Let's get
wonder.
back- let's finish this video up.
Yeah.
And is
Fine.
already struggling with poverty as it is. Like, don't be a hater because, like, don't get me wrong, I am sending that photo around in my group chat, but like, that one's kind of mean. I kind of disagree with number 4, but I'm too lazy to edit the video. Number 5, here's the thing: it's always
Shocking.
the former mean girl who's posting her tiny ass ring, and like, it shows that karma is real. If she used to be mean, you can go for her. You can come for her all you want. They're publicly celebrating mediocrity. I reacted accordingly. And number 7, if you simply feel like it. Not every hater has a trigger. Some of us are just freelance, honestly. Just remember, be happy for other people, but like, exceptions do apply. You can come for people. Like I
You know,
Jesus.
Or here's an idea. It takes way less energy. Just shut up. You don't need to be a hater for any reason. Even if someone does deserve it, which Sarah Stock doesn't. Let's be clear, in this case. But like, you don't have to be a hater. You can just shut the fuck up and leave people alone.
But she
Especially when it
doesn't
comes
have
to their
a magic color to
engagement.
do
Like,
that. And this is why
Well-
women can't be friends. Like, it is so hard to be friends with women because even when we're happy for each other, apparently we're not happy for each other. And it's so exhausting. It's like, why bother? But then men don't want to be friends with women because of that. And because there's this inability for friendship to be a thing. So we end up just being totally alone because these bitches can't come together and just have like a nice sewing circle, you know? Like, Jesus,
Well,
could we please?
I'll tell you why she's also alone. This chick is she's okay, she's concerned about the size of this other girl's ring and who bought it for her. And if you were her man and you come home from a long days of work or shit, right? And you're like, hey, did you see that Susan's boyfriend bought her this tiny ring? And like she's just going on and on about this ring that you don't even care about. I just want to sit down on my couch and maybe watch some YouTube or whatever. And you're talking about this ring like that. I was like, me personally was like, good for him, but for some reason it's bothering you that, and then you're trying to make it bother me too, but you're just nagging it on. Like, I don't want to come home to that.
They think they're subtly implanting in your head, buy me a bigger ring, buy me a ring, and buy me a bigger one than the next girl.
You know what those women don't understand is when you flaunt your wealth, you become a bigger target. So Selena mentioned something about how she's scared to lose her jewelry. There's another side of flaunting your wealth in such a way, and that can just be a security issue. So like a woman going out by herself when she's got this big rock and like her Louis Vuitton and bullshit like that. Flaunting your wealth isn't necessarily a good thing. It can make you a target and make it very dangerous for you to go around.
Yeah. But I think I figured it out. So she's concerned about the size of that girl's ring because she knows all the guys who won't date her are concerned about the size of her ring.
Does that mean two things?
Yes.
It does.
Yeah. Okay. Just making sure I picked it up.
Is that a reference to the rest of the other video?
Yeah, hold on.
It is.
This is actually fun. Let's do this one. This is fun. This is so fun. I'm so excited to show you guys this. Go ahead. Play that.
All right. I'm sorry, but the amount of little fucking like 19-year-old white boys in MAGA hats who love to send me messages about how I need to find God and I'm a fucking degenerate and all this shit. Why don't you fucking worry about yourself, okay? I'm fucking vibing. I'm crushing it. I'm having fun. I'm the life of the fucking party. Something you'll never be. You live in a fucking flyover state. You have little dick energy. You're probably a fucking virgin. So why don't you just focus on you, whatever the fuck makes you happy, and I will keep going to nightclubs, partying, and doing drugs because that's what makes me happy. And you know what? I would and yeah, lastly, I would fuck your dad, but he doesn't make enough money, so.
Let's be honest. Conservatives.
I want to stop. This is a female conservative influencer.
Yes.
Is that true?
Yes.
Yeah.
Why?
Why?
Obviously.
Yes.
Okay, so here's the problem. She's being a hypocrite, right? So she's telling you not to care about what she's doing, yet she's caring about someone else with their ring and shit. So that's problem number one, is you're being a hypocrite. So it's that one saying in the Bible, like, about judging other people, unless like don't judge other people unless you want to be judged too. So of course people are going to judge you about what you just said originally. And the same thing that happened to the other influencer that's now leaving Twitter, and because she didn't like Sydney Sweeney in jeans, and is now going to be on YouTube and Instagram.
Sorry, go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh no! Other than that, it's like okay, and then you got the freedom to do whatever the fuck you want, but then like we also have the freedom to talk about it since you had to put yourself into someone else's picture.
But notice how quickly the low-hanging fruit insults came out the minute she was even remotely threatened. Now, granted, this woman is clearly has like a face full of makeup, that the filter, and that she still feels like she needs the filter. But it's the same insults leftists like flyover state, poor, small dick energy, 19-year-old.
Yes,
like,
probably a virgin.
Yes.
It's
just another way of saying
the left is talking about. I think it's not even a leftist insult at this point. It's just a female insult at this point.
Yes.
Because let's be very honest. Conservatives value, because the left does not value attractiveness whatsoever. In fact, they think it's a bad thing, and that's why they go out of their way to be as ugly and corpse-like as humanly possible. Because all of they're even down to their color scheme, it's all greens and blues and like ice. It indicates death and destruction and decay. Whereas the right, we value. Well, hang on, we value life. We value people just living and staying alive and having a relatively safe and soft existence. But we've we've sadly embraced a lot of mid women and elevated them to such status because here we will value your attractiveness. We will value even something that remotely resembles us because the left hates us so much. And so we invite in these cancerous people who are just in it for attention. And let's be honest, Emily is not doing this because she is ideologically motivated. She's doing this because she wants the clout. She's trying to be a hater. She's trying to be a mean girl because it gets her clicks and gets her views. And that's just as affirming as like fucking your dad or going to the club and getting high and getting ran through. It's all validation, and these conservative women are allowed to chase it because the simps on the right are allow them to chase it because we have an entire ideological population. It's also ideological people in control at the top trying to make us feel like we're worthless, and we have someone like this who kind of sort of agrees with us, maybe, or pretends to. We fall for it so easily.
You know, if I can make a very small point, question, what was she drinking? You guys see?
So I was going to make a point earlier. Before the woman even opened her mouth, I can tell you 3 things that should have told you to run away. She doesn't even need to open her fucking mouth. Her false nails that are like a good 2 inches above her finger.
Oh my gosh.
Her green matcha mocha iced frappe drink thing from Starbucks. And then the too much makeup, as mentioned earlier. Those 3 things before she ever opened her mouth. I know I'm saying this as I have green lips and overdone eyes. I don't care. Oh, also, and I take offense to your issue with my 2 favorite colors. Thank you very much, Strider. But moving on from that.
I didn't mean it about
I know. I never take offense to that shit because you're not talking about me. But yeah, just those 3 things, the fact that they're false nails and that they're too long, should just be the first red flag. But the moment that you see some sort of, oh, this is my coffee, but it's not coffee, but I got it from Starbucks, so I'm so cool.
Coffee.
In her defense, I will be drinking pumpkin spice latte myself.
Oh, hell yeah.
I was this close to mentioning pumpkin spice latte, but I decided to not.
Those are good. They're good everywhere else but Starbucks.
Well, that's the thing. Like, stop going to Starbucks. I'm sorry.
Yes.
That shit is overpriced trash.
It's a status symbol.
Make your own fucking coffee.
It's expensive.
And
Exactly.
you should come to Vegas, Vagabond, and have a white girl fall with my wife. I'm sure she'd laugh.
I love you, Selena, but I mean, listen, I do like pumpkin spice.
Pumpkin spice is the best. I will hear nothing against pumpkin spice.
And
I
that
also
pink
offer a
drink.
pumpkin candle around the fall. I'll admit it.
Whatever that pink drink is
I
delicious.
take exception to the corpse skin, okay? As an exceedingly pale person, like you can't lump all of the corpses in together, okay? Some of us are nice, warm, comfy corpses.
Can't have pale skin.
The Scottish in me can't help it. Like I just burn and then crack, and I'm whiter.
You're speaking to a French German here. I definitely identify. I can't even think about the sun without getting burned.
There's a reason I say I glow in the light.
Of the makeup though, and the filters, I wonder if people, specifically men, even know what women look like because Gal and I can easily tell when these women have makeup and filters on, but ostensibly I see constantly men look at women who are clearly have filter eyelashes, like their eyelashes are dancing around on their face.
Ain't nobody's eyelashes.
It's like they can't see that it's a filter. Like there's something going on in men's minds where they think that what a woman is showing them is reality all the time. And I don't know if there's some sort of deficiency or something, but like everyone used to know that women wear makeup and that's just how it is. And
no. No, this is a failure of cross-sex mind reading. You know that. Men are so much dumber than you could ever possibly imagine.
Yes. Well, you guys need to start
I disagree.
We can't fix it. This is actually not a fixable thing. This is the same thing as like when you guys are like your emotions are all over the place and you put a puppy in a commercial and you guys spend money.
Tell me how
like you can't help it.
You can be standing next to a woman whose literal face doesn't match her neck. And somehow you can't tell that she's wearing foundation. Like I don't understand.
I can answer this. Hold on, I can answer this.
Boobs and ass.
And my answer is going to piss off black women out there too.
Yes. All right. Let's go.
Please tell me
So,
because it's driving
Talk about
me
our people,
crazy.
Vagabond.
Okay, we do notice, like, even like when black women, like, none of the hair they're wearing is fucking real.
So
No,
wait,
there's
is
no guy.
it wishful thinking? You just like want to believe they really look like that?
No, it's like there's no point of arguing with them to be like, hey, I don't like this shit. Can you just not wear it at all? Like, I want to see your natural hair. And an example is black women. So there's a guy on Instagram right now who he wears a wig as a joke, but he interviews black women. It's like, well, if you're saying black women are the most beautiful women on earth, how come you don't see white women wearing wigs of black women's hair? It's the other way around. And they're like, oh, and then they always have like every excuse, and they get mad at the question and said, well, why do you care so much, and blah blah blah. And so the truth is, we do notice, and it's just some guys are just like, hey, if I say something, this woman's just going to freak out and I'm never getting the chance to get with her. So I'm just going to keep my mouth shut, even though I don't like the shit.
I'm
And
not sure
that's
I
what it
believe
is.
that because there's so many of the right-wing men who say like, "Oh, makeup is deception. Like makeup is lies."
So I have
It's
a question.
It's
Oh, right.
obvious that
Well-
they're wearing makeup. Like, how?
Yeah,
is that
I agree.
tell?
It's obvious. It's obvious that they're wearing makeup, but at the same time, if a guy right now goes like, "Hey, I think you look way better without that makeup on and whatever getup you got going on," that woman ain't going to appreciate it, and you're not getting the number. So
here's
But
the real
do
answer
do
for
you
you, Ali.
understand what I mean
Go-
when I
yeah.
say it makes it sound like they can't tell when they
No,
say,
what the
"Oh,
problem
it's
is-
deception," like it's a lie. It's like okay,
The problem
you
is
just-
every woman wears way too much makeup. So if guys were to be consistent and not date women who wear makeup, no man with value.
Yeah, yeah. Part of this is
basically
I'm
asking
not even
conservatives to
saying
remove them.
don't-
You're asking conservatives to remove themselves from the dating pool because there aren't
No.
enough women who aren't wearing makeup.
I'm not saying don't date women that wear makeup. I'm saying it's really obvious when women are wearing makeup. Okay?
Yeah,
And if
I agree with you.
My grandma, she's worn makeup since 1958. And my grandpa fell in love with her, but I don't think he was ever under the impression that she was, naturally just had this like
Okay. Yeah,
flawless
there's a parallel to this. Okay, so I think men are grossly underestimating. Even if we can tell that we're wearing makeup, we're grossly underestimating how much effort women are going to modify their appearance and the effect of how much it modifies their appearance. And there's a perfect analogy to this. It's what women think a dad bod is. Women don't have
Henry Cavill.
They don't. Yeah, they think Henry Cavill
woman
and
thinks that?
Superman. When he
I
was
don't
this was literally discourse
Idiots on the
online where
internet.
someone said Henry Cavill has the perfect dad bod in the Superman movie.
No, they didn't.
That's exactly
that
what
was
women
just
want.
a dumb chick.
No. But this
But it
is
was
I
still
don't
a
think
chick who
women.
existed.
No. This is I agree with you. But listen, women don't understand genetics or working out or building muscle or how any of that stuff works. They don't have any concept of it. They just know what looks good to them. And men are kind of the same way with like women's beauty stuff, like makeup. Like we don't have any concept of how much it costs, how much effort goes into it, and how much it modifies your appearance. We just look at it and say, I like that one. And if it looks like natural or looks like no makeup to us, that may actually be some makeup. Also, Sammy 3P making a good point. The Jason Momoa dad bod discourse from a couple of years ago, kind of the same deal. You have no idea how much
Chris
work
Pratt.
it takes to maintain that. You have no idea. But
That-
again,
that's
women
not
have
a dead bod.
women have no idea how much work it takes to be a man that they will notice.
I don't know,
And
I think someone like Jason Momoa has a certain amount of he just kind of is naturally like that.
yeah, exactly. Like
The immense tattoos.
Oh no.
but he's Samoan, so
Yeah,
they just
I've
be
never-
like they do
I
be
lived
like
in-
that.
I lived in
he's cheating.
Hawaii.
To a
and every
point.
single Samoan that I met was like a chiseled prince. and
Well,
it was scary.
If you look at the way Jason Momoa is normally versus the way he is when he's like dehydrating himself for a movie, it's different.
Sure.
It's a significant difference. So, and
how do you look at a woman who's literally a different color on her neck and her face and has like?
I wasn't looking at her neck, sweetheart.
Like black.
I never once looked at her neck. I promise.
Hold on. It's easy. You're trying to. The ultimate goal for a lot of guys is also just to have sex. So
yeah, it's like I don't care if you've got clown makeup on when I'm having sex with you.
But for
like,
the guys
worry
who
about that after I nut. I may like clowns now. That may start a thing for me.
Oh my god!
I may
but
be
the guys
into
who
it.
do care, the guys who do care, there are so few women who are wearing low amounts of makeup that are in the dating market.
Yeah, we got to take what you give us. That's the other thing.
If you're asking men to be consistent and not date
what y'all
women who
giving
wear
us.
makeup, you're basically asking men who care about that to exit the dating market and not return until women magically wise up.
I got an example.
I
I've been to
disagree. What I'm asking is men to stop dating women who are on dating apps because those are the women who wear too much
and
makeup.
so you're
and use
asking
colors.
us to not date. You are asking us to move
No.
ourselves from the dating market.
No.
Well, even outside of dating apps, like there was this one chick I tried to get at. I went to the Nation of Islam mosque. I didn't give a shit what the hell they were talking about.
Oh my God.
I did everything. I ate their food and everything, just trying to score. And that was it. Like, I didn't give a shit about what they believed in or anything. I was like, okay, I'll show up. And they tried to convert me real hard, and I didn't convert.
Well, yeah.
That would be why you didn't get laid from a Muslim chick. Like,
Yeah,
what are you
what the hell,
talking
man?
about?
Yeah. But
We're not Muslim,
all I'm
Nation of
saying,
Islam, different.
well, but all I'm saying is guys would like go to lengths, even shit you disagree with, just to try to get the chick. Like, I guarantee you, most guys do not like makeup, but we just deal with it because they were like, okay, well, it's either I'm with her or not with her, and I can say something about the.
Wait, this is literally the point that.
Case in point, actually, there was some publication that did an experiment on dating apps, and apparently this lady found out the hard way that most men who say liberal on their profiles do not actually mean liberal. They're just doing it to make themselves more palatable.
Which I do not advocate, by the way.
No,
Vagabond proves a point.
So you know what I'm about.
Vagabond proved the point that Theo's least favorite comedian, Homath, has constantly talked about. The men who only want to have sex will have sex with women who are not a part of their standards. So they'll date the women who are just caked up in makeup so they can have sex with them. They'll go to the Nation of Islam and have sex with them. So these women think that is a valuable thing to have. Whereas the men who actually want to have long-term relationships are looking for women who have been conditioned to only go after the men who want to have quick sex with them and then dump them. So the men who have standards don't have women who equal those standards.
We just ordered a side of 3-peat and it arrived, but the camera's not on.
Is
Sammy,
right about a lot of
can you leave
things,
and come back?
but he's not
Wait, hold on.
totally right about that.
Can you leave and come back?
Well, no. Hold on real quick. So the way to fix that, Sammy, are you running through OBS?
Nope, he left.
Well, he left.
So one point that I want to make here is just because there are women that wear a lot of makeup, that's not necessarily the red flag. But when a woman is in a tank top, like her outfit doesn't match the face, the level of makeup she's wearing, that means that she took extra effort to make herself look what she does not look like. So she's going out just in a tank top and shorts or going to the gym and she's got a full face of fucking makeup. Red flag, run away. I don't care what little brain is telling you. Listen to big brain.
Yeah,
that's all. That's all I'm.
Honestly, I think for some of us, little brain is bigger.
Goes from big brain to little brain very quickly, so we cannot be blamed.
Are you saying that men are incapable of controlling themselves? Because that is a leftist talking point.
Well, here's the thing. I will say that ironically to someone who's like, well, I'm just a girl. Like, well, fuck you. I'm just a man. I can do whatever do whatever I want. So I'll say that ironically to piss off a feminist, but I don't actually believe it.
I disagree wholeheartedly.
I think that men are capable of having more self-control than women, and that's on purpose.
We are.
So do it.
Well, okay, yeah. So you got the guys.
But,
they wait till marriage, and then there's guys that like, hey, I don't want to wait till marriage, and they have their fun as it was now, which happens. Just saying, it's just some guys are like, hey, I'm gonna sit and I'm not dating until I find the exact perfect person. But then the people who aren't doing that are like, they probably went through like 20 or so people already.
Yeah,
and
let me
doing
ask-
whatever. Like,
something.
there's different
Let me
levels.
ask you something, Allie. Real quick, Allie, are you saying not to commit to these women, or are you saying not to use them as recreational use only? Because I think I don't advocate that, but I think a lot of these women get relegated to recreational use only by virtue of them putting on their makeup with a trowel. You know, like that's how I kind of did it. Because here's the thing: once post nut clarity hits, and I see all the makeup stains on my pillow, I'm like, oh, I got to get rid of this bitch.
We're
know what I'm
just trying
saying?
to help you not stick your dick in crazy from jump.
Okay, well, I'm retired. We're not talking about me.
Working.
This is for Arza. I'm retired. I don't do this stuff anymore. I'm
Emerald.
just saying.
Says the hooker.
Scroll
Yeah.
Okay, there is something to be said about having sex with a woman who is fun and exciting and an outlier. But the problem is, then you wake up and you realize there's a lot of baggage that comes with that. That's totally.
She's gonna get pregnant on purpose after telling you she can't get
Bro,
pregnant.
they do that.
They do that.
It's crazy.
I've actually had that done to me. I've also had to prove. Oh, actually, when I started dating my wife, my ex-girlfriend said, we went to when I first posted that like I'm with another girl and like I had my hand around her. We went to go see Third Eye Blind, which is the most mediocre concert I've ever seen ever. Yeah, no, that's how we bonded, is how mediocre the band was.
That's
when I
adorable.
posted that, I got a call from the Clinton Township Police Department. Apparently, while I was at this concert, I beat the shit out of my ex-girlfriend and I pushed her down a flight of stairs. I had to like prove where I. Thank God Facebook is a thing. I was able to like prove that didn't happen. But I'm saying, so these gassed up mid women are going to be the downfall of Western civilization, because they're getting all these nameless or faceless guys online, giving them this false bravado, and really they haven't earned it. So like when you ask, they do it on the what is what's the podcast where they dress down? Yeah, the whatever podcast.
Whatever,
they're like, what do you, and there's another great podcast where they were just like, what do you bring to the table? And they're like, I'm smart, I have personality. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why Home Math has t-shirts and videos where he's like, don't be the table.
Yeah, well, you also have ones who have the audacity where it was like, hey, I want to be a stay-at-home wife, but I want my husband to go to work. But
Yeah,
like when
no,
he gets home, he needs to contribute to the household. It was like,
I
no.
absolutely discourage
That's
that.
your job. If you want to be a traditional wife, then the household is your home front. My job is to go to. If you don't want to go to work and pull in,
yeah.
Well,
they don't. They don't
the
want
thing
that
is,
though.
these
They don't want that
women
though.
don't
So this is what they.
understand.
No. What they want is they want a situation that's maximally good for them, and they don't care about the impact on other people.
well,
Yeah,
you
they
have
don't
this. You have
only
this
think
thing where
about
you can
themselves.
show your private parts on the internet, and people will just give you money. To them, they're like, I work. How many of these bitches have you said I work hard? No, you don't. Fucking
why
is an
OnlyFans should
extracurricular
be
activity,
disallowed.
honey. Okay, like anybody, like, is it work? No, it's an extracurricular activity. You don't need to fuck to survive. You need to fuck for humanity
Speak for
to
yourself.
survive. Yes, you want to. That's a natural thing to want to like spread your DNA. That's that's the thing about men, where they go, men don't understand this about women. Oh, they want this, and it was like, oh, if you guys want to wear press-on nails and fake eyelashes, we're gonna fuck you anyway. I wouldn't buy a house if I could fuck you in a cardboard box. That's just the way that I'm programmed.
For real.
It has nothing to do. If you're not going to bring anything to the table, then yes, I will fuck you, but no, I will not call you again.
But that's what
It's
we
as
need.
simple as that.
We need to start teaching women that not just that they're not the table, but also teach them like you have to work. This is what I was saying earlier. You have to work together with him, and what that means is like you see these videos of these chicks that are like, oh, I'm trying to be a stay-at-home wife or mom, but like when he comes home, I build resentment because he leaves a sock on the floor, and then he leaves like his can of soda around, and it just builds and builds and builds, and it's like I literally take joy in cleaning up. Like I will pick up all the socks. I will go through
Really?
when he's asleep, and I'll pick up like whatever he's left around the house. You have to want to do that. You can't build up that resentment because it's idiotic. Like,
well, another thing too is pussy power is not self-respect. Okay, that's what you a lot of modern women equate going like, well, I didn't sleep with him, I told him that he's never gonna get laid and he's uneducated. That's my power over him. That's the way that I could hurt this guy's feelings. Granted, that's a great way to hurt a guy's feelings.
it hurts a woman's feelings more if you won't sleep with her.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you call a
dude.
woman always a bridesmaid, never a bride,
Bro,
she will
so
not
listen,
leave her house for
real
3
quick
days.
anecdote on this.
If
I was
a woman down that wants to sleep with you in the middle of like it's about to happen, you will hurt her pride.
No, this is
You will
this
go
this
home
is
and
true.
slit her wrist.
Okay, so this happened. One time I was taking out this girl that I had kind of mistreated in the past, and I wanted to apologize to her. And so after I got done with that part, I was like, hey, you want to smash in the car once for old time's sake? And she was like, I'll smash, but you got to get a hotel and you got to stay the night with me. And I was like, it's like $60. I'll just take you home. And she got so mad. She was like crying so bad. It was like big, like snot tears. And she's like, I'm so tired of men using me for sex. I was like, bro, I just literally didn't use you for sex. What are you upset about?
This is a very confusing story.
And yeah, anyway, I don't do
to
that.
apologize for mistreating her, so I accidentally mistreated her again.
Yeah, well, I wanted to seal the deal, obviously. I didn't want it. Like, I took her. I was with her all fucking day. Bro, if you met this chick, you would not want to hang out with her without fucking her either. Like, she's a lot. Her personality was a lot.
I often say, never deny a woman the opportunity to be a hypocrite. For some reason, they thrive on it. Like rules for thee, not for me, is for some reason or another. And I think it's obvious. The way that they socially status themselves with other women. So they will say things like, I do this, I do that, but this woman does this. But it doesn't matter if this woman does this, if her husband is in a high demand job where he brings a bunch of stuff in. It doesn't matter, because women actually, they don't care about any. You guys were talking about the size of the ring the other day. I've often seen women who come in with and I don't actually know a woman who actually likes this, but for like wedding rings, one of the styles for a little bit was like the diamonds here, and then you have like a gumball, it looks like a gumball machine all around it of smaller diamonds. It's much more expensive.
Oh, those, yeah.
Okay, it's pretty ugly. Yeah, they are, but they're quite expensive. So they
personally, I think diamonds are ugly in general. So.
Yeah, I hate diamonds.
Based. That's why we love you, gal.
My
That's why you're
engagement
here.
ring and my wedding ring, both, neither of them have diamonds at all. One has T-Rex bone in it.
One of the things that
Nice.
I
Oh,
did
shit.
when I proposed to my wife is we used a stand-in ring, which was really, really funny because at the party we were at, she was a little drunk at the party because I was like, hey, this is my girlfriend and I's like favorite song. Could you play that? The guy waited till like 1 a.m. to play the song. So my wife was a little tipsy at the time when I proposed to her, which may or may not have gone in my favor. But
been pre-planned.
So I also, one of the things that I wanted, my wife is a bit of a rock hound. She teaches she teaches geology. She
What's
loves
your favorite color crystal?
Oh, Jesus, we can get into that later.
I'm kidding.
She also really got into that after her father died. So much so that I woke up one time and I was like, it was a real Princess in the Pea situation where I woke up and I was like, oh my God, like I really fucked up my back. And then I rolled over and there was like an entire fucking geode laying in bed. She's like, it has healing properties. And it was like, that might be so, but we need to lay down some goddamn ground rules. You can't have giant rocks in the bed. But either way, so
Huh.
I knew this about my wife. One
Sounds
thing that I
like a
really
mom.
wanted is for her to design her own ring. So when my best friend's wife, Amy, gave me her wedding ring to use as a stand-in. And I remember being down on one knee, and she looked down and she goes, "That's Amy's. Give that back to her." She recognized that was someone else's ring, and I'm very glad, because if I would have just bought a ring at the time, the big thing was that stupid gumball looking one where it's like a square cut with a bunch of little diamonds surrounding it.
So
And
what you're
like
saying is women are susceptible to fashion trends.
Absolutely. Women are susceptible to other women. She immediately recognized that was my buddy's wife's ring. She, you know what I mean? As much as she said she didn't care about it, because the last thing I wanted to do is ask like the biggest question I've ever asked anybody, right? And have her look down at this ring and go, "I love it." Like, because she and you know what? She's a great woman. She would be wearing this ring right now. Maybe after 10 years, she'd be like, "Could we like redesign something?" And then we ended up getting her like a solitaire, the peach one. I don't know what it's called, but I let her design that. I was like, we didn't go to a jewelry store. We went to a jewelry designer. I let her pick what she wanted from the ground up. I just gave her a budget.
Obviously, you should
especially
propose with
today
a ring pop.
when women are kind of we're kind of spoon-fed narcissism. Letting us choose what it looks like is going to be a better option every time. If you just say like, "Hey, this is how much money it's going to cost." Like, use a stand-in ring, and then after she says yes, say, "Okay, this is how much money you have to spend. Okay, this is what it is. That's the cap forever." Or, maybe in 10 years we can upgrade or something. My grandma even she loved her wedding ring my grandpa got her when she was 15 and he was 18 in 1958. But when she inherited her grandma's ring, that's what she started to wear. So it's very personal, especially now. So I would recommend to no man to go and just buy a ring, no matter how many months or whatever you save.
Well,
Like,
I even had guys, even though I gave her a budget, like I said, I proposed at a party. I can't tell you how many guys, and especially the guy who's and I'm not trying to make this a status thing. His wife has the tiniest diamond on her ring that I've ever seen, but I would say that they're very happily married. He was like, "What are you doing? She already said yes. Why are you letting her do this?" And I was like, "Well, this is an aspect about my wife that I know that she enjoys. So letting her design her own ring was something that was fun for me, because women do this all the time. They will fixate on something and they will become an expert in something just for this one task.
I had my wedding ring cut out from a magazine since I was 16 years old.
It's also worth mentioning, though, that studies seem to have shown that people who spend too much or more money on wedding or the wedding ring and too much money on the wedding are significantly more likely to get a divorce. Whereas if you spend only a moderate amount of money on a wedding ring or the wedding, you're more likely to stay together for a longer period of time.
Well, because
save your money on a wedding and just have an awesome honeymoon, or save it for your life.
You care more about each other than you do about like throwing status around.
Well, that was the thing. So just by way of it, this wasn't a status thing. My wife enjoys rock, so if she would have gotten a ring made of crimson or an emerald ring, like I wouldn't have. She saw one she was gushing over the other day where there wasn't a diamond or a rock at all. It was actually diamonds set around a pearl, and she thought it was really, really pretty.
Yeah, mine is garnet.
Yeah. Oh my God, you should meet my wife. She's all about that shit. I knew that the act of designing it was going to be more fun for her. I also knew that there was two things that I wanted in my wedding. I wanted people to have good booze. I wanted really good music. So I hired like a 12-piece band and they played Motown songs the whole time.
Sick.
Everything else I had to find up, and this really actually helped me out in my marriage, is find different ways to tell my wife that I love you. If you want this, you can have it, but I don't give a fuck. So I didn't give a fuck about the flowers. I didn't give a fuck about what linen was on the chair. I didn't give a shit about anything else. There was a couple of things that I wanted, is her to present flowers to the Virgin Mary, which she did for me because she's not Catholic. That was just something that was important to me. But we had to have these compromises, and especially with her family that weren't Catholic. They're like, when do we got to stand? When do we got to kneel? They're like, the priest is going to tell you all that shit. Don't
Well, the thing
worry
that
about
you're
it.
describing isn't even really compromises, because what you're saying is, I saw that she enjoyed stuff, and I like to see her happy, so I'm gonna let her be happy.
Oh, no. The religious aspect was a huge compromise for all of that. Her family were very anti-Catholic.
Well,
so,
what I mean is, for her, she did that for
In the
you
planet.
because she knew it made you happy.
And we got stronger by a couple. Honestly, COVID might have been the best thing that ever happened to us, because in the first year of our marriage, we got married in 2018, but we had just bought in our new house, the house that we're currently in. We got locked in it, and they said hey, you can't go nowhere. Oh, we had a lot of conversations that people might have 5 years down. You're just finding a lot about someone right away, where you're like, hey, you leave the toilet seat, not the toilet seat. You don't leave the toilet topper up, and I catch my giant dog drinking out of it. I don't like that, because that dog also when I lay in bed kisses me on the face, and I don't want toilet kisses. Well, I don't think you actually leave the toilet seat up. And it was okay, well, you said this is our fucking bathroom. And little do we know, it's a Palestine-Israel thing, where your shit is slowly pushing my shit over and over and over. And now I have one side. You have these conversations. It's important to have these conversations. Me and my wife fight so much less now, because we gotten these fights out of the way. But a lot of it was ego death, where oh, you think it's not about you. And so hearkening back to what we were talking about originally, because I know I sidetracked the whole goddamn thing, these women proved to be that they're incapable of caring about anybody but themselves. If my wife, while we were dating, if we had an argument and just in the middle of it went, you know what, you're uneducated and I'm gonna fuck your dad, I probably wouldn't have taken her out on another date. That
woman is now undateable to most men.
Yeah, absolutely. She's completely unhappy.
It's just,
and she's lying.
I can't afford cocaine anymore.
Yeah,
she's totally unhappy.
Some guy will do it just because. So my husband likes to say, you'd be surprised what we will have sex with. You probably stepped over her on your way in the door.
By the way, that guy caught me. By your powers combined, I am Palestine.
I forget what I was saying now.
I'm sorry.
You'd be surprised what we'd have sex with. You probably stepped over her on the way in the door.
Yeah. Because even though, you say, because of how she has acted now and that whole spiel she just did, she's off the market to most men. But
absolutely,
she is now probably still a sweeper or a sleeper, as Homath likes to say.
Yes.
She's not a keeper, but a guy will maybe keep her around as somebody he'll sleep with sometimes, or he'll keep her around as somebody that he doesn't want anyone to know that he's sleeping with.
The term is sport fucking. So she's a good looking gal, right? You don't. Everything about her is men go away. This. You have bragging rights, and we were like, hey, you know that bitch who said she was gonna fuck your dad and you're not good enough? It was like, hey, I bagged her.
It's when Chris Raygun got with that one chick from MTV.
Yeah, no, it's like I don't know how many golfers are in the chat, but we're like, oh, hey, I got a birdie on this hole. Double entendre for the hole.
You put the hole in one?
But it's saying like, oh, you did it in 8 strokes. I did it in 2. Like, it's sports fucking. It's nothing other than bragging rights.
That makes
like
so much more sense now that you have put it into a sports analogy. I think I get men now.
Well, there's always going to be some competition. So men are programmed to spread their DNA anywhere. I can't. Every man in this panel, unless you are, you got a high school sweetheart and you guys were just thick as thieves from the beginning, like my grandparents were. Where you'll be, how could anyone ever have sex outside of marriage? And it was like, well, you met your wife when you were like 14. Like, and it wasn't like a predetermined marriage. It was like you guys just met. Chuck Berry was on the fucking radio. I get it. Otherwise, if you haven't done that, you might have thought that you had that, and then all of a sudden you realize that I don't know, she has something about her that you really don't like. Had you already made the commitment, I would like to think that most men would stick with it. Women are the ones who usually divorce. Women are the ones who it's usually about like what, late 30s, early 40s, especially when they get married when they're young. They want to focus on their happiness, and it's always or they had kids outside of wedlock, and they say like, my daughter and I are a package deal. Don't think about how I came to be in this situation. You need to love me, and you also, when you take me out to dinner, we need to get a doggy bag because, like, you got to feed my daughter too. That's a fucking weird thing for a man to accept, because a man wants what's his, and a man will take what's his, but a man doesn't want what's somebody else. It's a fucked up way to live your life. But honestly, that's kind of the modern scape of dating. Like, she's either,
well, now at this point, she's not marriageable, so her only recourse is to quote unquote accidentally get pregnant and be a single mom. That's the only way.
Someone will marry her. If we're talking about someone will marry this broad, here's the thing. I know from experience that if I'm going to hook up with this girl, I need to pay for her Coke. And I don't want to pay for her Coke. Coke is expensive, and it's not that good of a drug. But I know she does Coke. If we want to hang out, I have to get an 8-ball. I don't want to do that every time. That's expensive, especially outside of California. If the further you get away from the southern border, the more dangerous the shit is, and the more expensive it is. So I don't want to do that. I live in Nevada now. I don't live in San Diego anymore. San Diego's an hour and a half away from TJ. I can just can get good Coke really easily in San Diego.
45 minutes.
I mean, the Coke out here is like awesome, but it's more expensive, and it's like I said, the further you get away from Mexico, the more dangerous it is because they're cutting it with shit, right?
Well,
so I don't want to do all that. That's expensive. I don't want to do all that. So
I hate to call you out.
Smashing that girl.
I hate to call you out, Vagabond. You're a member of a certain community. I would say this is even worse in a certain community, usually the ones who yell at you at Frontier Airlines. But
I already mentioned it with well, that's what I was getting at. So, like, we all know a lot of black women don't wear their natural hair out, right?
Absolutely.
You mean those long flowing locks that are longer than anything else I've ever seen aren't real?
Yeah.
That hair that's from Chinese women?
No, they're usually Indian, actually.
You know, those
funny,
long
hate Chinese women.
Hours to, no.
But like, it's the same thing I'm talking about. Like, the reason why they keep getting guys because someone's willing to sleep with them, even if they don't like what they have on. Like, there's no guy on earth that's like, yeah, I like those camel eyelashes you got on there. They're like,
yeah, no, that's all
advantage. They all have baby daddies and not husbands.
No, okay, well, it's not even that. It's even the way that black women talk shit.
It's also because the government enables them to have baby daddies and not to get married.
Well, women can't tell the difference between sexual attention and commitment attention.
Absolutely.
They don't understand that there's a category difference.
Actually, they will dwell more towards sexual attention than there will be like actual attention. Where if a guy says, "Hey, I want to take care of you. I want this," like even if she has a kid or if she does this, it's like, well, like I do a show with a friend of the channel, Darnell Quigley, where we watched this woman get arrested the other day, or we actually watched a guy get arrested the other day, and he had a bomb and he was still living with his parents. He was like a grown man, but like he had some issues, and he was saying he was trying to make these things problematic when they sounded really, really good. Where he was like, my dad, he's got a stepdaughter. She calls him dad. Like, that's not his daughter. And I was like, no, that's actually a really nice thing. That's actually something that someone who marries into a family would hope for. My sister, she's going to college. He's paying for all of it. And it sounds like your dad's pretty fucking well off and he's willing to help anyone under his kin. It sounds like he's being a man and stepping up and actually providing for anybody under his umbrella, right? Like that's not something to go like, oh, that's fucked up. I don't like that. But you also get people who go, that's not right. If the stepkid's your kid, you buy everybody else a Happy Meal and you don't buy the stepkid nothing. You don't get him anything because that's not your kid.
Going back to this chick, right? So the other problem I see with her is why she's probably going to be single for a long time is that, okay, she's also the type of chick where most conservatives, I mean, even liberal guys, right? We all got our hobbies. There's something you collect, something you built, you like building or whatever. Since she's the type of materialistic person, if you did get with her and trying to have a family, she's gonna be like, oh, well, why you're driving that dingy car? You need to get a family. Like, you need to get rid of that car and get this, all the stuff that brings you enjoyment starts
Get rid
going
of your
away.
Warhammer 40K figures so that
it
doesn't correlate.
Why you have this stuff in the house? Yeah,
women in general don't understand the long game. There's good women who do, but like women like that with that mindset, that's why I'm saying the gassed up mids are like the end of Western civilization. This guy might have a shitty car because he's more worried about building his business or building his, it was like, that's means to an end. Or like, I'm gonna drive this till it drops because I got this locked in on the payment so low. I might be staying at this house because like I got locked in at a low interest rate and like I can focus on other things.
Well, what I meant is like, okay, like I'm a Honda guy, right? I love 90s
good for
Hondas
you.
and old
Hondas drive till they drop.
They
do.
Yeah. And basically, if I got a chick who's like, hey, I got like this pimped out Honda Civic, like a EJ1 coupe and shit, and then shit comes along, oh, you in order for you to be with me, you can no longer have this car, right? I might be financially well and everything. It's no reason. It's just she hates Hondas, and the simp guy is gonna be like, all right, I'm gonna get rid of my car in order to stay with this chick. She's one of those chicks is like, hobbies she doesn't like, you're not supposed to like those either. And that's the problem with, I already see it in this chick that, hey, if you get with her and you're into something that she's not into, she's going to tell you to stop doing that hobby or get rid of it. And whoever guy gets with her,
that's a very sad thing because that's what my mom did to her husband, and it's actually really scary. Like, nothing in the house looks like a man lives there, except for she made him build another room on the back of the house that is basically a jail cell. It's like a 10 by 8 little room that he lives in there with his dog and a bed. They don't even sleep in the same bed because he would just rather not argue about it. And she's that psychopathic. Like, he does all the work on the house and everything, but he literally just lives inside a jail cell with his dog and plays video games. And in his like 60s, after working for like 40 years at Pearl Harbor and like selling his house in Hawaii for almost $1 million, he spends all his money and all his attention being basically her slave just because he'd rather not argue about it. He
Well,
has
we've had a
almost
lot of
nothing.
videos
also
about
shows you
this
how-
coming out recently. There have been a ton of videos going around the internet. There have been a ton of videos like this where women, a couple will go to a store and they both pick out something to add to the house. And every single time, the one's like, but it doesn't go with my overly clean and white aesthetic, so we're going to put that back.
Baby
You're picking all these fun food items? You just must be hungry. We'll get a burger in you, and then you'll pick the stuff that I want to put in the house. And it's all
great.
The-
Go ahead.
But
A great,
that's
a
why
great
you
example
have to-
is a woman wants a new couch, and then she's like, well, it doesn't fit the room. The man will repaint the room, even though the last couch already matched. To appease the woman, he will repaint that room and allow her to redecorate it after it was finally decorated the first time. There's certain things where, like, I walked around this living room and I now realize that light blue is it will bring in more light, and you go, sure.
Yeah, we repainted one wall in the house my mom wanted 5 times because she didn't like the color
Really?
each time.
Well, have you guys
it's absolutely
seen-
true. But that's
Well,
why you have to
look at
you
me.
have to
Look-
find a woman.
Lady,
who-
look at me. Do you think I want marble countertops?
Hey, marble
Do I
is good
look
if it's
like
black
someone who's
marble.
gonna die?
I ruined my marble counter.
Marble is actually really good to have as a countertop, but you can have whatever you want.
I get it, but that's something that I'm
though.
saving up for.
But
Okay,
to be clear,
my
there's been-
main thing that I wanted to change about the house that we're currently in is our master bathroom is very, very dated. I think that will bring the value up on the house, and if we update these things, that's something that's gonna go towards the house. The marble countertops that's just, my wife is in the kitchen. That's just something she wants, and she's going, well, this
That would
isn't
bring
the
up the
nicest.
value on the house too. What?
Well, okay,
Oh,
but have you guys seen the recent trends of women renovating classic and old houses by getting rid of spiral staircases or the curved staircases, painting it pure white, getting rid of fireplaces because they look too rustic?
Well, there are also trends of people who reverse that kind of damage too. Like that's what
Yeah.
I watch is people who.
No, but those are
who-
men who are doing that.
No, they're couples too. Like they revitalize like old Victorians and stuff.
Yeah,
that's what I
just
watch
men,
on Facebook.
that's just women who listen to their wives.
But
Uh,
the thing is that you have to find a woman who, even if she doesn't like your hobbies, which she might not, she thinks that it's awesome to watch you be happy about them.
That's
like
the key.
our living room it's got like my books in it and my movies, but also it's got shelves and shelves of all of my husband's comics and his like weird little collectibles, you know, like and it's all stuff that if it was my house alone, I wouldn't have it. Like I wouldn't have the Jurassic Park canister thing because to me, I'm like it looks like you're shaving in the living room. Like no one knows what that is. But like it
men will know
makes
what
him
that is.
happy to be able to have his little Jurassic Park shelf. So like he can have it, and I love that he gets to sit there and look at it. I bought him for his birthday the freaking cane with a real bug inside it.
Oh
Like,
my God, you're a keeper.
That's cool.
well, yeah, that's why he married me.
No,
But,
no,
like,
I understand that. See, what are you essentially trying to do? Is give your man a peace of mind. My wife did the same thing. So when we
yeah.
got married, I took her.
That room, this house is us. It's not me.
Mm-hmm.
Like the kitchen is
Yeah.
more me than him.
So,
but like
right.
I decorate with him in mind. Like
But let's circle back to the conservative e-girls for a second, because this
Oh,
is such
okay.
an important point that I want to drill down on.
Sorry.
They don't have a concept. No, this is important. You made the point so well. I just want to put a bow on it. They don't have a concept outside of me.
Yeah.
They do not think about, like, these type of women, they look at your apartment like a storage unit full of shit they can throw away later. Like they don't like there's no they don't care like the man's happiness is completely optional. These type of women, they move into a house, everything is decorated the way they want. Like you said, Ali, there's no evidence that a man even lives there. And to them that's not weird. But if it were the other way, it would be weird. Why? They don't have a concept of the man's needs being important. It's all
like
about
in-
me all the time.
Best
It's like
example
in
of this
40
is throw pillows.
It's
Okay.
like in 40-Year-Old Virgin, where he has all those priceless, like, you know, toys. And to her, she's like, oh, those might be worth money. Like, and he decides, oh, I'm gonna sell them so that I look like a grown-up to her. And then he has a meltdown because he's been collecting these his whole life, and some of these things are worth insane amounts of money, but he's doing it because he wants to look good for her. But she doesn't understand that this is part of him. It's literally his life. His house looks like a serial killer lives there without all of his little, you know, Han Solo things and whatever Millennium Man or whatever.
That's a great point.
And
And I always hated that part of that movie because they make it look as though him doing that is a good thing, and it's bad for her. Or for him to be
to fight that.
to be not wanting to sell that stuff, and it's like
having
that's
to change.
That's
right,
the modern man's equivalent of like a wall of fish heads or whatever like men used to have. Like
right,
that.
It's the whole point too, and I would agree with Ellie on that one. Is it's a bad message. It's essentially it's like men, everything that you love, women are never going to find attractive, and you're never going to find one that's actually going to at least give you that room, give you that space to let you still enjoy the things. You've got to give up those things called childish, but it's your hobby. It's your it's a collectibles and things that you've done your whole life. And
well, there's a difference in acting childish.
Well, also,
There's
Eric,
a
to your
difference
point,
in
how many
acting
times have we
childish
been told?
and collecting like things that make you happy. Like he has a freaking evil Krusty doll that we got at Universal, and I was like, that is the dumbest fucking thing that I've ever seen in my life. But it made him so happy that I was just like, obviously have it in our house. You don't even have to ask. You look over at that little Krusty doll and your eyeballs light up. Like that's awesome. I'm really pumped about that. I changed the freaking shelves around so he could have his stupid Krusty doll because it makes him happy. Women have to do that.
Well, it's also
oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying, like, maybe we're making the same point, but let's also not gloss over the fact that conservatives, talking heads, men and women alike, have both said that like fun shit like action figures and comic books for men are not cool. They're so unattractive. And I remember Emily saying, and we go back to the original topic, Theo. I remember Emily Saves America was actually doing that exact same thing. Like, here's a list of all the most unattractive hobbies. They're all like are the most attractive in like comic books and everything, and everything that brings us joy and reminds us of the goodness the goodness of life as kids, as adults. Because as adults, life as adults for men kind of sucks ass. So if we have stuff around us, it kind of reminds us of the fun stuff that brings us hope and brings us happiness and brings us like that childlike sense of wonder back.
Well, but listen, and remember, what was Emily Saves America?
It's not good.
I want to put a bow on what Strider said real quick, because Emily Saves America doesn't like your hobby. Strider, I presume these are your hobbies, collecting action figures, whatever. I know a lot of guys on this panel do that. And remember, what did she say is her hobby? What did she say makes her happy? Going to clubs and doing drugs. So her hobby is doing cocaine, which she guys assume is going to continue after she gets married.
Especially if a guy's paying for it.
Yeah, and bro, you got to sell your action figures to pay for her cocaine. Don't ask me how I know.
Yeah, don't ask me. It was like the reason that I live in the house that I do is we had a rule. The base, and you can see behind me, there's various instruments. This basement is completely like sound isolated. I'm a musician. I have people over here on a weekly basis where we create music. That's also another means of income in our household. Is that's something that happens on a regular basis. Like, hey, I don't want to hear, it upsets the dog, it scares the baby. It was like, we have even worked out, if God willing, my wife gets pregnant and then we have a baby, my parents are like down the block, you can take the baby, down the block until band practice is over, because this is where band practice is. This is one of the ways that I bring income into our household. She never once bought me on that. She never
That's a whole
once.
other thing that I was gonna mention too, is that all those toys and stuff, what happens or should happen is that once you have a kid, all those toys and all those little hobbies and everything now become something you enjoy with your kid. And it's like a whole, you're discovering it again.
Oh, I'm waiting for did you touch daddy's comic books conversation?
No, but the thing, well, okay, did you guys see the Lego movie?
Yeah.
Okay. The point that I make is partially because of the Lego movie. What happens in that movie? Will Ferrell is kind of a work-obsessed jerk at the beginning. He doesn't want his kid to touch his Legos. And his kid is desperate to connect with him. Mm-hmm. And the only way they end up connecting is his dad says, you know what? We can play with our Legos together, son. Like, that movie makes me cry because of that. It's beautiful. And I understand you don't want to take out, you know, your original Han Solo, like, whatever. But if you can marry that passion for, you know, your fun thing that you loved as a kid with your kid, it's so much more enjoyable. And women have to realize that is how it's going to happen. I think women saying men can't have hobbies is another way that women don't want men to have any influence in their kids' lives, which is a huge problem.
It's a form of oppression. It really is. So and also there's things, especially if you have a son. There's times even with my nephew, and there's conversations that I've had with my wife, like, God forbid if we have a boy that I have to, like, you know, give my name to and, like, carry on the traditions of my family and have him be a representative of my family moving on to the next generation. It's going to be very hard for me not to rear him in a certain aspect, right? Where she's a teacher. She very much wants this. There's a couple of times too, just what I've seen with my nephew and my kids, or my friends' kids, where sometimes you just got to tell a woman to shut the fuck up. You don't know how to raise boys.
Absolutely.
There is a dominance exchange that needs to happen for little boys to understand their place in the world. And if they don't, it gets extremely problematic, because these boys grow up into men, and these men act fatherlessly. Okay. It's not one of those things. When we moved in, my wife and I, like, downstairs is my domain. And Azra, I know you like this. I talked about throw pillows. I was like, upstairs, hey, if you want to have extra steps for me to get into bed, just because you think it looks nice, that's on you.
We have a massive issue in my house where we cannot keep our living room clean, in part because we have a fuck ton of throw pillows. We probably have like 10 throw pillows, and they're big throw pillows. Mm-hmm. If my mom is still watching this, we need to do something about our throw pillows.
Honestly, I could use some pillows, because this little discount IKEA couch is kind of uncomfortable to lean against, so I could use some pillows.
No, it's a psyop. It's a psyop.
Strider. Guys, Strider's lonely. Hold on, real quick. Strider's lonely, and he's 6'4".
I mean, no,
ladies,
exactly.
How come you're not 6'5"? Jeez.
Somebody, please give this man some throw pillows. He's just
begging
for. Look, his apartment's already decorated. Listen,
they're not comfortable.
It already looks like a grandma lives in this apartment. Okay, look, he is just begging for some woman to come along and ruin his life. That's what he wants more than anything in the world.
Oh no! I got out of that.
Throw pillows have no purpose.
Your marriage thing happened.
Grow another inch, and maybe you'll find a good woman.
It's so funny because all of
Gal, and another time, another place, she would have been the perfect girl.
No, Gal, has he picked you yet, sis? Okay, let's move.
No, I'm just saying, throw pillows have no purpose.
They're not comfortable. That's the whole thing. Like,
they're not comfortable.
Gal wants
and they're
to get
ugly.
The duck down.
Yeah, sure. Fucking pick me, bitches. I'm a treat.
Okay.
Bro, you don't have to own any action figures because she's got a bunch already.
Yeah, honestly,
You got
earlier I was gonna
Toronto
say,
on your
can
wall.
I
That's
have the
awesome.
man cave too? Like, I'll split it half and half. I might have more sports shit than you, but that's okay.
Gal, you are the
we need-
Kind of
perfect
funny that
woman
you,
for a
you
man who hates
definitely
women.
have more sports shit than I would.
I
Yeah,
might
my
have-
wife
Theo,
has
Theo,
contributed
keep it in
to
your
more of
pants.
this than I have.
Women
fucking
can do the
boring.
same thing that men do with their toys. Like, for example, if you have
Yeah,
toys,
my toys
and you
don't
have
vibrate
kids,
though.
you're gonna you're gonna explore that stuff with your kids again.
Mine
Like
make noises.
I am ridiculous, and I have all the Backstreet Boys Burger King toys from like 2001 or whatever.
Oh my
I even have the
God.
comic book that they made, okay? But I didn't take them out of the plastic until my kid turned like 10 and she discovered Backstreet Boys and she was like, I want to know more. And I was like, you know what? I have Backstreet Boys toys. And I opened them. It helps that they weren't worth all that much. Like they hadn't appreciated very much.
Yeah.
But like I
Well,
opened
that's
them and I was like, we're going to finally play with these because I got them in high school, so I didn't play with them. I just collected them. And then we're actually playing with them and she's enjoying them and she wants to learn. It's the exact same thing. And a lot of women are just going to have to accept when it comes to sons that after like age 2, you don't know, maybe 1.5, you do not know most of what that boy needs. Like you can
Yeah, no, there's a great video where the dad's just like, hey, flick your mother off real quick. And the little kid's just like, and like everybody
that's
in the
not
room
good.
laughs, and the mom's
No,
like, that's not
the kid
okay.
uses the pointer finger, not the middle finger.
He
No,
does,
you
but it's
can't,
the act
no,
of doing
I
it.
disagree
right?
with that. What I mean is like
We know you do.
men
That's
have
the
to grow
point.
up in such darkness. Like I told women the other day, I was like, do not ask men about what goes on in their head. Don't ask what they're feeling. Don't ask their emotions because what they will tell you will haunt you forever because there's so much darkness and shit in there that you don't even understand, that you cannot live with, that men just like just float with
Yeah,
and just
no,
live
okay,
with
on
daily.
this, I had a therapist one time ask me how a situation made me feel, and I said it made me feel like I wanted to pull this guy's teeth out with needle nose pliers, and she paused and she was like, so angry, and I was like, yeah, very fucking angry.
Yeah, kinda.
That's me on a
It's
good
like,
day.
also too, like I
you
had
guys-
my buddy's son. He's a very angry little boy, right? Where sometimes, and I've had him laugh on a couple of times. You know, he's like, and Uncle Sam, you know, like you'll do this, and I was like, and he acts out, and I was like, you don't even know what you're angry about, and he'll look up at me and kind of just be like, yeah. And you know, my wife will be like, "Oh, that's so problematic," and I was like, "It's not, because
That's called
he's
being
gonna-
a normal boy. Most
Yeah,
boys are angry at everything for a while.
But also,
We're geared toward violence.
he,
What we do.
he has 2 little sisters. He's the king shit, right? Like all of this will be solved
Well,
the second
that's
he
what-
gets out on the playground and a bigger boy beats the shit out of him, and he will understand that that is not a lesson as a father or a mother you can teach. All of the most important lessons that I've ever discovered in life were on the playground and not in the classroom.
Yeah.
You need to understand that there's always going to be someone bigger. There's always going to be someone stronger. There's always going to be someone faster. It's making your way in that world and using what you have as strength. That's what makes you a man.
Well, and
Because
this
you are
is
going to have to
where-
be a man one day, and guess what? It's not great. It's not.
That sucks.
Women always talk about this shit where it's like, oh, we have to pay more for tampons, and it was like, okay, I get it. I don't have an orifice that bleeds every month.
That's not
but,
even true, though. That's not even true because a cup is actually
I go to
cheaper
Chipotle,
and better
so-
for you.
I do want to add to.
What?
Yes, Selena. I mean, yes, Gal. I did have to look up at the throw pillow because to me they're just small pillows. So,
Small point.
They're not very comfortable small pillows, and they take up a lot of space for being small pillows.
but I did want because
But
I
that's
think
why you don't get mad at your husband for throwing them on the ground when he wants to play video games. You just put them back.
Oh,
up
I've had
and
that
leave
too.
them
Where
in
they're
bed.
like, "Don't set them down like that," and I was like, "They're pillows. Like they're not gonna."
No, I don't get mad. He throws them on the ground, and then like that's fine. I just pick them up again. Like I'm the one who cares about the pillows. He's not, so that's fine. Like whatever. I just got ones that I can take the pillow covering off and throw in the washer. Like it's not even a compromise. Like it makes him happy to sit there without pillows. It makes me happy to put him back on.
Vagabond, what were you saying?
Of life.
Oh, so what I was saying is, I think we have gotten away from what a conservative e-girl is and what makes her, makes this chick, the conservative e-girl, whatever.
The wire.
So, basically, it's a chick that's just like saying things that a lot of angry dudes probably want to hear, right? Or like dudes who ain't getting women. So her and Pearl, whatever, that like, okay, they say what it is that they know it's popular to say, as opposed to what's actually kind of conservative is like less government, more freedom to do what you want, and
family,
not in the sense of like the left,
Slightly more
of,
traditional
like,
values
freedom.
than
Yeah, more traditional values. But then what the problem with this chick is, she's not about traditional values. She wants to be the head of the household as opposed to letting the man be the head of household, whatever like that. So she's not necessarily conservative. She just plays the role because she can say some talking points that, hey, I like what she's saying here and there, so I'm gonna start following her, and that's how she gets her follows, whatever.
She's
And
the kind of woman that weak men flock to.
Okay, I'm actually friends with the redheaded libertarian.
No shit, really?
Yeah, we
Theo just got a hard on. She's hot. I won't blame you. Redheads are hot.
That's not what she's famous, Strider. He'd say he knows a famous person. That's what's
And she's hot.
intriguing to me.
What I'm getting at is we
go.
talked in great lengths when she did that calendar, and there was a lot of people going, and really, like, she was like holding a pie and wearing an apron, and then you have people going like, that's not truly, yeah, and she farted in it, and then I jerked off.
Fuck.
Did you sell the pieces of the pie?
Do you have any pie pieces left?
I ate it up. I ate it up, and I said, now this greatness is within me. I will now make a YouTube channel.
Make American Pie great
No,
again.
but so when we linked up, it was on my first Twitter account. She wasn't nothing. And we talk, and one of the things that we found that was so amusing is, like I said, she made a calendar, and it's nothing. Even calendars that actually came out in the 1950s, like the pinup girls, like you would see. But because she was wearing an apron, because it was suggestive, because she was holding a pie, they're going like, that's fake conservatism. And it was like, that's not what that is. It was like, women can still be sexy under conservatism. There's a certain amount of values. She doesn't kill kids inside her womb. She doesn't, which is something that I'm all down for. It was like, a lot of people think I'm anti-abortion. Democrat women can kill as many babies as they want, because that means that it's less people being raised by Democrats, right? I'm okay with that.
In Minecraft.
No, in real life. I encourage all Democrat women.
In the virtual world where
Dude, if your husband has pronouns, kill that baby.
It was nice knowing your channel, Theo.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought we were on Rumble.
We are. We're on both.
We're on YouTube and Twitch as well.
I'm sorry about your Twitch.
I mean, he's advocating for abortion, so I think we're fine.
I said I was like, kill as many babies as possible.
Programming update. The Touchgrass with Theo Snodgrass says, unfortunately, we've been reduced to just Rumble.
That was
and then you have these same group of women going, I'm unfulfilled, and I was like, you were fulfilled. You just decided to terminate it 3 months in,
or more now.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. But there is a certain amount of values. That's where you get these same women making TikToks going like, Where are all the manly leftist men? And you're like, they don't exist.
Yeah, you know what's so crazy about that? I was
Leftist
thinking
men
about this
do
today.
nothing but agree with leftist women, and
it's
they
such
hope
a-
that gets them laid.
No, it's a sick devil's bargain because women doubled down on leftism because they wanted to protect their right to abortion. But the right to abortion is predicated on the assumption they can meet men they're attracted to have sex with. And if it has to be a leftist, that's not going to happen. So you did all this. You made yourself completely unpalatable to men in order to protect your right to abortion for a pregnancy that you will now never have.
Leftist men are dangerous. They're more dangerous than
Absolutely.
right men, because leftist men are not even so the same way that
Men.
These
They're
e-girls,
not men.
the conservative e-girls are not really conservatives. Leftist men are not really leftist. They are there because leftist women are easy targets. They're easy targets. That's why all these
look at Harry Sisson.
trans
leftist
dudes
men.
and stuff, all these
I hate
all these
Harry.
leftist like influencers and stuff that are men, they end up like in really scandalous situations where they have hurt women, and these women wonder what happened. And it's like, well, you got with someone who's a liar, just like conservative e-girls are liars. Leftist
But we mentioned
men
it
are
earlier
liars.
with the woman who did the social experiment by going on pretending to be a MAGA woman on dating sites, where almost every single liberal identified man she matched with was more than thrilled to have the prospect of a MAGA woman.
Like, oh my god!
Yeah, you know what's crazy?
Yeah.
What's
He
crazy?
holds the door for me. Wow.
No, what's crazy? I used to date. I used to do a fair amount of dating recreationally, sport fucking, if you will, in Southern California.
Really? You?
Yeah. Yeah,
No.
and so
Conflating the two dating
Sport
and
fucking.
sport fucking.
I
Anyway.
claim that statement. That's a three-piece.
I've been saying I've said sport fucking on this show
It's mine now.
numerous
It's
times.
mine. It's mine.
God, okay.
First time I heard
litigate
it.
that
a
later.
long time.
The point is, when I was sport fucking, one of my favorite things to say is that I was a sex positive feminist, and women would take that like it was a great thing. But really what that means is that's completely in my self-interest, because what it is to be sex positive as a man is to say I think women should be as slutty as they want to be and follow all of their impulsive hedonistic impulses and have sex with as many men as possible, because that gives me sexual
Including
access
me.
without having to provide anything.
Yeah,
That
you don't have
works
to do
for
any
me.
work. You don't
That's
have to
for
do the
me.
work.
That's for me. It's not for you, bitch. That's for me.
Yeah, but
they fall for it every time.
you're
they're
a
like,
comedian. You're very fly by night. You can, like.
Well,
But-
that's a really diabolical thing that actually boomers that
women.
are hippies sold
Yeah.
to a whole generation, 2 generations now of young women. Is and I, when I was hanging out with commies in Colorado, they tried to do this stuff, and it's actually very scary, because dumber women who didn't have fathers or grandfathers or weren't raised like with maybe even church values, they will fall for the line where it's like, oh, your body doesn't belong to you, it belongs to everyone, you find the greatest love in a cuddle puddle. Like, they would say this shit to young girls, and they would be like, oh, that sounds so beautiful, I do want to share. Like, they're playing to
I'm gonna be ran through by an
woman's
entire frat.
natural
That was a
empathy.
good one. Let me just.
Well, think of all
It's
the.
also
Theo,
these are similar tactics that are used by cults all the time.
Well, they're
Yeah,
playing
that's what I was
to a
about to say.
woman's natural empathy that's designed to be used for children and having like a small circle of women around her, and they would exploit that, and they did that to one of my friends who I'm not going to name, but they did that to her constantly, and she was a virgin, and they were constantly telling her, like, it's selfish of you to be a virgin, it's selfish of you not to give yourself to all of us, because we're your friends and we love you more than anyone, we'll all be friends together. And I would get so mad at them for telling her this, because I was like, it's clearly making her stressed and uncomfortable, like her hair's falling out because of you doing this. And there's not a lot of women who will stand up for these girls who are super confused and being affected by this weird Marxist backwards shit. It's very diabolical and it's gross.
Oh,
I wonder what's gonna happen
here's
when the
one of the
boomers are all
reasons
gone.
that my
It's
wife
gonna be
married
interesting.
me. I'm the only person in her life, because she is a very pretty woman, everybody else in her life told her, you know,
Lies?
oh, it's gonna be okay. No, it's not your fault. And I was like, shut the fuck up. Get over yourself.
Yeah, everyone
Okay.
else lied to her.
No, and they do, and you get a lot of this. This is unapologetically why I think the 19th Amendment was a mistake, is because we let women into politics.
Yep.
Who do they cater? Okay, when I skinned my elbow as a child, I didn't go, Dad, feel bad for me. I went to Mom.
I mean, you might go, Dad,
Gotta
look, it's
be
so
like,
gross.
rub some dirt in it, son.
Okay, now if it was split all the way up the arm and I'm bleeding, I'd be like, Dad, please call 911 because Dad's gonna handle shit, right? But like if I was looking for a little sympathy and I wanted someone to cater to that, I'm not going to my father. My dad would be like, put some fucking dirt on it. And
Walk it off.
yeah, exactly. Same thing in sports, all that. I remember there was a kid, his name was Matt. He got hurt during a football game and his mother ran onto the field. And I remember
That's
getting
so
concussed
embarrassing.
during another game. And I was like, I don't care if I'm dying.
Yeah, don't do that,
Don't
Mom.
you ever fucking do that. But what I'm getting at is, so women give sympathy. It's in their nature, and that's why they're wonderful. That's why they're beautiful. They make you feel better about
right?
But it's why we're so manipulatable.
They are well, and that's why they're so manipulative. It's a double-edged sword. So what I'm getting at is who do they cater to is the weakest one, right? They want to prop the weakest one. I'm sure there wasn't a most improved player award until women got involved into thing. And who do we give it to? The fattest kid on the team or the retarded one? Those are the kids that it was like, oh, he looked so much better than he did at the beginning of the season than he did at the end. I would kill myself if I got a most improved.
Oh, I saw a video recently of this kid who threw away his participation trophy, and when asked why, his simple answer was, "I didn't win." He's actively mad at his parents for letting him get one.
So this is my
what I'm saying is very female. What if we get baseball where no one strikes out? What if we have
It's not
soccer?
fucking baseball then. Get the fuck out of my sport.
Right.
Jump off, bitch.
Right.
So you bring that in. So what are we focusing on now? Like people who don't know what their gender is, people who like all of this stuff, and we're catering to them. And they're going like, we're taking these outliers who are outside of what's normal and going, that's okay. Smooch, smooch, smooch. As a matter of fact, why don't we prop you up to the forefront? That's why we're getting over representation of these things. It's because it's all because of women.
Hold on. The thing about it is that it is I don't like using it completely like this, but it's the feminization of masculine traits in the sense of when it comes to sports. Sports for men, it's competition. It's something to strive for, to be the best, to win. So when they started doing these sports for younger children, where we're not going to keep score, participation trophies,
what are you talking about?
And you're taking the core out of the reason why men, boys, males do these activities.
No, here I'm gonna
This
go.
is also
you
related
can't be
to,
a man unless you learn how to lose.
Right.
That's
well,
the
there's
thing.
one thing
I
that
wanna
Sammy
add to
just
that.
said though. He talked. So you mentioned that they're taking outliers, and I wholeheartedly disagree. They're actually taking the average person who's not going to be good at this sport, just the average person who's not good at anything, and using the guise of it being an outlier because everyone in that sport
No, that's actually that's why
I'm an outlier. So that's why
that's
that
why I
pissed me
get so
off.
much mainstream
Right.
things, because not everybody is Barry Sanders, right? Like not everybody's gonna pick up a football and be necessarily great at it.
Then
But to say, hey, it's okay that you're shitty at that. Here's a trophy. That's why people need clear backpacks.
Well,
That's
I want to add. I do want to add to that. Me and
please do.
Arza had an argument that was similar to this, or a debate that if there's no winners, then it's no longer a game. It's just an experience.
Exactly. And
Here-
that's
here-
the
here-
woman's
No,
bullshit.
no,
It's
no,
the
that,
women's
that
here-
was not what we argued. That's not what we argued, Vagabond. You are misrepresenting. It was an argument as to whether or not games need fail states, but I'm not going to revive that argument. It's what I'm
Here's
gonna
the
Yeah,
put
great
out
my audience is cool. Hot chicks watch this show. Can you guys not talk about nerdy
Here's
baggy
the
shit,
great
please?
example.
Thank you.
My
We were
wife
just
is
talking about baseball.
okay. Now we're gonna talk about math. Okay. My wife is a teacher.
Wait, really quick. I want to say a good example of this before you move on, really quick, is that when I was in middle school, me and my friends joined the bowling league for youth, and it was co-ed, and every kid had to have a trophy. That was like a rule of it, and I didn't even know that I did terribly all year, and when they gave me a trophy, I swear to God, I still have it. The trophy was for second highest handicap, and they played it off like that was a good thing, and I didn't even understand what it meant.
They gave you a trophy for being retarded. That's awesome.
I mean, there are certain of
real
those.
quick.
So
I gotta
women
dip
in
out.
sports don't belong. We don't belong in sports.
Okay, bye.
Take it easy.
But no,
All right,
there are some of those low effort trophies that do matter, like trophies.
Like you
for
said,
people
most
who
improved.
the most. Most improved is a fantastic trophy.
No,
But
it's
if
not.
you No, it is. It is a fantastic trophy because it encourages effort. That's the thing. You can't give a. No, if there's somebody who actually did improve and you give that trophy to them, you are showing them, hey, you did work, you put in the effort. Congratulations! I know you still suck, but I appreciate that you put in the effort to try and improve. So
Yeah,
keep
but
putting in
that's
the effort
usually
and keep
reserved for the
improving.
kid with like Downs or the kids who's like 400 pounds. Here's a great example of what exactly I'm talking about. I understand what you're getting at, Arza, because like there are people. That's what you would give like lineman of the year or whatever, where this kid started from nothing and he actually, worked his way up as being a starter or something notable. That's something where you would reward that, right? There's other rewards for that. So my wife is a teacher. This kid, I believe he either had Down syndrome or some other syndrome. There might have been some chromosomes involved. Not sure, but either way, at the end of the year, they had parent-teacher conferences, and what they did at parent-teacher conferences was like, "Hey, your kid's retarded and he sucks at math. We could give you the real report card, and then we could give him a report card where the grades are higher." Does that?
But those are two different things. Those are not that and giving the most improved trophy are
things. But I'm saying they come to the same result. Just follow me.
I'm going to disagree with you on that one. They do not.
Okay.
Come to the same
All
result.
right, well, let me finish, and then you
let
come
us
to the
finish the
different
point.
result. The thing that I have a problem with is now you have set this kid off on like I said, they said this kid sucks at math. Would you like to give him a fake report card that says he's good at math? What do we do here? And they said give him the fake report card. And I was like, that's terrible. That's a terrible thing to do, because one thing about being a man, one thing about growing up is you need to know where your weaknesses lie. So telling this kid that he's good at math, so God forbid he gets all the way up to high school and they're like, what do you want to be? And he's like, an architect. And I was like, well, that requires you being good at math, and you're retarded and you suck at math. That's why everyone needs clear backpacks. Everyone being nice to each other that's why you need clear backpacks. People need to understand and learn rejection and losing. And that's why competition is so important. There's always going to be someone faster or stronger than you. Yep. You need to learn to adapt to the world at that, because you need to learn how to accommodate that and actually appeal to your own strengths. So when you tell this kid his entire life he's good at math because you don't want to hurt his feelings, and then he gets into college and we're like, hey, I hate to tell you this, you actually suck at math. This guy's gonna shoot up his whole fucking school. Like this dude is gonna lose his fucking
You're making
mind.
a point as to the issues with lying to children, but most improved trophies isn't that. Those are not the
Most
same thing.
improved. You want to know most improved?
You're,
is
you're,
like
you're
it's
really
the-
locking into something that I thought would be a lower aspect of what I was talking about. But yes,
But
giving a
let's
kid a
can we
trophy
just-
for sucking at athletics.
But could we just agree, though, overall, that really, I mean, that most improved player is just like the second cousin of a participation trophy?
All right, here's a hot take. But it's little. No. Everybody, shut up. This is what we're gonna do. You give the kids who win at Little League get to live, and you kill all the other ones. All right, new topic. New topic. That's the official position of touch
If you
grass.
strike out in T-ball,
We're done.
I'm sorry.
Just kill him.
Style,
Just kill him.
throw 'em off
Just
the
kill him.
cliff.
If it's a girl who wants to sign up for T-ball, kill her.
No, we'll do
She's already retarded. That one came out retarded. That one came out
If you strike
retarded.
out at T-ball, we
figure
will
that
put you
shit
at
out.
the top of the mountain.
Put him in a blender.
And you have to make your
Done.
way down.
Put him straight in the wood chipper.
You have to learn how to survive.
If you get a problem wrong on an algebra test, straight in the wood chipper. And that's why China's beating us.
Well, we
Because
do
they
need
use the wood
to-
chipper.
We do need to.
No, because they
work
can't
on-
make the wood chipper run. They're using a fake one.
They get a
They just got supposed to be able with axes
they
behind
got
it.
from Joseph Stalin in the 1960s. or
We do
whatever.
need to work on defeminizing masculinity, though, for real. And from what you were saying earlier, Sammy, the reason that I know this is because I love reading. All right. Have you guys ever heard of the book Blood Meridian?
Yes.
Okay.
It's one of my favorite books.
As a woman, I can't read it. That's the scariest, darkest, freakiest shit that I have ever tried to read in my life, but it's perfect for men. That's a man's book.
It is a man's book. It's also an adaptation of that's not what men sought out to do. That's what men are willing to do to
Right.
make a living in those times. It was like, so you have probably one of the best protagonists. I don't even know if I would call him a protagonist in that movie, but you have the judge, right? He is a wonderful manifestation of the devil. You can either agree with them, you can't, or
speaking
you
of
don't.
satanic, I
Either
wanna
way,
pivot
you're gonna
real quick.
die.
Ew, what is that?
Oh,
we
I
go.
saw this one.
Yeah,
What is
so this
that?
is a
What is that headline?
yeah. There we go.
Ew.
Okay? So this is written by
Stop
a
it.
trans man. Masculinity is crippling society. Could trans men be the key to changing that? And then
No.
No, says Sammy Three-Peat.
And then
None
Emerald, if
of
you could
that-
scroll down real quick, I want
Oh my
to
God.
look at. There's actually an
course a
excerpt from the
woman says
article
this.
right here. Can you, Emerald? Can you? There we
Oh,
go.
no.
Men have long felt compelled to publicly perform masculinity, kind of like I'm doing right now. Hey. And when they don't conform, they pay the price. Whether through bullying, self-induced shame, or social isolation based. In short,
Also,
the pressure
Being
for
a man
men to
is
be manly
socially
is
isolating.
Read the
crippling
article first.
society, but at the
Ugh.
same, in short, the pressure for men to be manly is crippling society. It's crippling society, but at the same time, no one actually knows what it means to be a real man. Such is the subject of an in-depth exploration of masculinity by journalist Jude Ellison S. Doyle. Too many names. A trans man who posits that we must look toward trans folks to start shifting the way society sees gender roles. And that's what
women-
Satan wants,
No,
right? We
women
should just
don't
do
know
what
it
Satan
means to be a
wants.
real
I'm
man.
glad I waited to realize that this article was written by a woman and was like masculinity. Why can't I understand it?
written by a woman.
Women don't know
fighting
what it
a
means to be a
troon.
real man, and we never can. And Blood Meridian is proof of it. And when I started homeschooling, I went to a homeschooling co-op, and all the kids are playing like happily and peacefully, except for the boys who are literally in the dirt wrestling with each other. And I was like, you know what? I'm actually kind of glad that I didn't have a boy, because I wouldn't know what the hell to do with him, because
Okay.
they are little bundles of constant
What you do with him
vibration.
is you throw him at the couch as hard as you possibly can, and then he'll come back and do that 20 more times.
Okay,
It's not even just that.
my-
It's
Theo, what about
constant-
that article? What were you trying to? What else were you trying to bring?
Great
up here?
example.
yeah,
Oh,
what was the point of that?
Right.
Ugh.
Well, I fucking love that because that is that's exactly the problem, right? It starts with a false premise. Masculinity is crippling society, and
Lack
we
of
need to do
masculinity is
something
crippling
about
society.
it. Bingo. It's exactly the opposite problem. And who's complaining that masculinity is esoteric and difficult to act out and difficult to understand? And oh my God, it's an impossibly high standard to achieve for a woman. I keep doing all these testosterone injections, and for some reason, I still can't become a man. I guess the problem is not me, a woman, injecting testosterone and trying to perform masculinity. The problem is masculinity itself. It's it's classic woman logic. That's what I love about it. It's classic woman logic. I can't do something. I can't do something. Therefore, the world needs to change. Not I need to take a look at myself. Not I need to look in the mirror and adapt to reality.
Well, what I've been watching. What's actually kind of hilarious about that is that even though you're rolling up your forearm skin into a fleshy fruit roll up and stapling it to your junk and injecting yourself full of testosterone, you still can't avoid being a woman and not take fucking accountability. I love how not even being a true makes you avoid the worst aspects of being a woman. Just saying how hilarious that is.
In our defense, we are not capable of taking accountability. It's impossible.
It is. It's totally impossible.
To be clear, this isn't just a woman issue. It's also a massive amount of a trans issue. I've been watching a lot of gender critical content recently, which is still feminist content.
Trans are just women inside.
Not all of them. But no, it's just feminist content, but not very good. But the problem is that all of these people are they have no theory of mind. They lack a theory of mind, and therefore they see themselves as the pinnacle. I got into an argument with a trans person, and that was one of my recent videos breaking down the argument, where this person said to me with a straight face, "You are a grain of sand, and I am a beautiful golden sphinx." That's what they said to me, and that is how trans people they think. They think that they are the pinnacle of humanity, and that they can do no wrong. And so they force
the monster of rotting flesh, and who depends on the healthcare system to foot my bill for the rest of my life. But no, you're the abnormal one.
Did you reply, if your love was a grain of sand, then mine would be a universe of beaches?
No, because I'm not a woman. I said holy delusions of grandeur, Batman.
That's the better reply, just to be like, gay.
I was quoting
please elaborate how that's manly.
I was quoting the Princess Bride book where he's mocking.
Nobody's read the book.
That is very masculine. That's very masculine, Alex. I'm glad.
You know what?
No, hold on, guys. Let her finish.
Over the movie is more masculine.
Let her finish. Go ahead, Allie.
He's mocking her in the book, and that's the point. So in the book, Buttercup is effectively retarded, and everything she says, he's like, "I love you, but sweetie, like, shut up." Like she's retarded, and he's constantly like, "Please stop. Like, just stop." And he says that, and she's like, "I don't know what that means, but yay!" Like, Buttercup in the book is 100 times more of what a woman is than Buttercup in the movie, and that's an example of the feminine.
But no, the point I was
here. I'll go Princess Bride with you. We'll go accountability, and then I'll look at a woman and go, "That word you use, I don't think it means what you think it means." That's women are because. I guess we do live in a patriarchy. We have now raised women to think that they don't have actions to or consequences to their actions, and it's become more so problematic because now we've allowed women to do stuff and actually affect how society turns, and then. My favorite quote ever is from AOC. I don't care if I'm historically correct. I care if I'm morally correct. And I was like, you cannot be morally correct unless you understand history.
Oh, this is something I say on the show all the time. They don't like. It's really important. I notice people like Strider. I've seen this. Gal, I've seen this. Not to call you guys out, but I mean, people get frustrated because the left doesn't follow coherent logic, and they're like, "Well, that thing they said is logically inconsistent and blatantly untrue."
Yeah,
and
but
they say that
Absolutely.
like that matters.
They
It
do
doesn't matter to
double-
them.
They do
They
double
care about
think-
their present emotional state, and they care about winning. And
That's why
all.
everybody
That's
compares
all.
something to Nazis, right? That's why everyone
Yes,
was
because
like,
that's a winning. That used to be a winning move.
That's
why. That's about
that
winning.
was such a discernible thing where you're like good, evil, and then you have someone like AOC going like,
and here's the thing: somebody like Strider cares about not being a Nazi, or he used to. I mean, you've seen him. He's lost a few Twitter accounts since then,
What
so he
does
may
it
feel
mean
differently
now,
now.
though?
But he
Like,
used
what
to.
does it mean?
It
Like,
doesn't mean
you could call somebody who has
Huge
morality and moral sense. If
Ellie-
you call them a
Ellie-
Nazi, they'll
Hold on.
say, "I'm not a Nazi. I'd prefer not to be a Nazi," and and that'll kind of shush them a little bit because somebody like Strider self-reflects and says, "Well, you know, I'm not perfect. I could be wrong. Let me think about
Well,
that."
now
okay,
it's-
Self-reflection.
AOC
Hold on. He self-reflects and then creates a new Twitter account.
yeah, no.
Damn right.
Well,
AOC
now
said,
it's- you know
AOC
what?
said, climate change is our new World War II. I have always been in the background going, hey, I don't know if you know this, but Nazis do exist. And the first thing that they're not willing to do is like have political discourse.
Yeah.
There are actual Nazis. They will kill you. They don't care. The last thing you want to do in a room of actual Nazis is go, hey, I disagree. They're going to be like, what? And that will be the end of you. You will be a person who is lynched and a person, and they're like, how did this happen? And it was like, oh, it's because you actually dealt with someone who is on the right side of the spectrum. Like, okay, it's called the political spectrum for a reason. If you're too far on the left, you're not great at parties. If you're too far on the right, you're not great at parties. Like no one wants to fucking deal with you because you deal with these things as an absolute. And calling everybody who you disagree with a Nazi is dangerous because there are real Nazis. They exist. Okay, it's not like they're like hiding out in the shadows. No, they're buzzing their heads, and you know they're growing like a stupid little Michael Jordan mustache right here. Like they
I'm
are.
not sure that there's that many left, but like
There's quite a bit. I will say. I found this out the other day. So the Nation of Islam, which I would also say is a hate group. They
Islam is just a hate group. Period.
no. The Nation of Islam
is something else.
Yeah.
It's all the same.
No,
it's not. Nation of Islam is a black
It's really not.
supremacist group.
Let's take a timeout real quick because we gotta get Strider the fuck out of here. Also, we gotta get everybody the fuck out of here.
Yeah, got an HB order I gotta pick up.
Let's outro Strider. Strider, where can people find you if they want to see you again?
Yeah, on the weekly Rogues Gallery every so often. I'll be back far more now and back and also here. That's the only places, so it's kind of fun. Significantly reducing my appearances because I'm just getting burned out. But it's more fun being here. I'll enjoy it. Thank you.
Excellent. All right, take it easy, bro.
All right, see
Please
you guys.
come back anytime.
Sure.
When you're unburned out. Fag.
All right, that was fun. Let's see. Shit, we've been going for 2 hours already. All right, we should probably do outro. I feel this conversation trending in a Theo gets banned direction. So why don't we go ahead and time out? And we'll keep going. This has been a lot of fun, guys. The part where we were talking about right-wing e-girls, I enjoyed. And let's see. Let's start doing outros. I'll start at the bottom. Drunk Emerald Arrow, 99 overall producer. Couldn't do the show without you. Where can people find you if they want to find you again?
Well, you can find me at Galaxy Express Media on X and on Rumble, Drunken Emerald Arrow on YouTube. I have a show on Tuesdays, Nerds Covering the News at 6 p.m. PST over on my channel. That is a Rumble exclusive. On Wednesdays, we have Make Me a Sandwich over on Devil Made Me Do This channel at 7 p.m. PST. Then on Fridays, I'm rotating cast on Rogues Gallery. If I'm not over on that show, then I'm over on Sean and Juna's stream over on Rumble. That leads into my show at 9:30 PST, which is insert title here. Then Saturday morning over on Sammy Three Pete's channel for Cavecast, and then back here.
All right, that was fantastic. Sammy Three-Peat, friend of the channel. Friend of the channel. You stayed awake the whole time. I'm proud of you. By the way, you're in the intro. You're in the intro, motherfucker.
Yeah.
You're part of the show's ethos forever. Where can people find you if they want more entertaining stuff?
I'm Sammy Three-Peat on all platforms, including Kick and Twitch, but we never use Twitch because, let's face it, I'm not great for Twitch. I'm happy to give you guys the news every Sunday. And if you want to learn about Batman every Saturday, I'm your guy. We have Drunken Amarero. We have Iron Oxide. I love very much to tell people that their worldview is bullshit. And even if you're like a culture war guy, it doesn't matter. Your worldview is bullshit. You can't be angry all the time. So why don't you stop by, learn about the news in an unadulterated way? I think, you know, Theo's been on it, Azra's been on it, Vagabond's been on it. Gal, you're more than welcome to come. Allie, you're more than welcome to come. Emerald, you've been on it. There's no better way to give the world a big fuck you than to come on my show and tell you that nobody gives a shit that Mark Hamill is not doing the voice of the Joker anymore. And I'm happy to do that. I'm happy to serve people. And also, women ain't shit. And thank you.
But hoes and tricks.
Oh, thank you.
We'll
for
get
the
to you.
Dr. Gray.
We'll get to you. Allie, editor, author, streamer, goth chick. Where can people go if they want to find you again?
Wow, that was really nice. I like watching you struggle. It's cute.
Thank you. Can you say that breathier?
Theo, keep in your pants. Also, your camera's frozen. Camera's hard frozen, Theo.
Oh shit.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
Oh, no, my thing's just. Oh, everyone's frozen for me.
Okay. Well, I can be found Lady Alley books on most things, and I have editing commissions open and available all the time. And on Mondays, I go onto my channel and talk about world building and writing. And then sometimes I'll go and say things women don't like to hear and embarrass them. And that's fun because it's easy and sad. But also, I think I'm nice. I have a reputation for not being nice, but I think I'm nice. Yeah, so whomever is watching, thanks for listening to me and my dumb little stories that Theo very kindly lets me tell and Arza deals with when I say. And you can find me here sometimes when I complain that Theo won't let me on, and then he's like, fine.
Wow.
Yeah. All right. And
people
Arza.
can come on my channel too. It's fine. You're welcome to.
Yeah,
come
you
on
never
there.
let me on your fucking channel. I've literally never been invited to your shit ever. Never once.
shared-
Never
I've
once.
been there.
I've had
That's
you
a
here
lie.
numerous times.
Theo, I shared the open link on my birthday for like 5 hours, and only 2 people came on. So.
Yeah, well, I have stuff to do. I'm a very busy man.
Well, you can't.
Hashtag
complain
not a mind
that you
reader.
haven't
Have
been
to go.
on if-
Yeah, and you invited you to give me a personal invite. You invited me to the one you invited everybody to. That's hardly. You
Okay,
know.
fine.
Theo
I'll-
didn't get
I'll-
special treatment.
Yes,
The
I
next
demand
time-
special treatment.
Aw, okay.
Speaking of,
Can we get
The
to
next time
Arza
I
and his
have a
hat?
stream,
by the way, let's get to
I will
Arza.
personally invite you on.
Thank you. Real quick, Arza, can you explain why you own slaves? Go ahead.
Because we're superior. No. Okay, if anybody saw all of these crazy pictures, I went to an Edgar Allan Poe speakeasy event. My mom paid for the ticket. They gave you free alcohol. Well, the ticket covered the alcohol, and then they did dramatic
What's cute
readings.
is how there's only 2 1/5 people in this photo.
Oh,
I know, it's
God
great.
damn it, guys.
I had to dress up, and then somehow I was the most dressed up person there. I'm like, I thought that was the bare minimum, and I was like, nobody else was dressed up as much as I was.
Were there any
How many railroads have to be underground?
I'm so sorry, Vagabond. I feel like a dick now.
Okay, it's Arza's outro. Oh, fucking,
Yeah.
we
Oh,
can
sorry.
have interpersonal connection later.
Vagabond
Go ahead,
agrees,
racist.
Vagabond agrees with all of these opinions, just so we're clear.
Okay,
as far as
Arza,
I'm
where
aware.
can people find you? If
You
they
can find
want-
me at Arza Chats on YouTube, Rumble, Instagram, TikTok, and of course X. And if you want to know where I'm going to be, follow me on X. I recently got back to recording. Going to slow down my recording schedule a little bit, but I recently put out a video breaking down an argument I had with a moronic trans person, and then I posted a video talking about how women just read a lot of porn. So if you guys want to go watch the videos, go check them out. They're great. I'm going to go and do I'm going to read the Screw Tape letters and do a report on it because I like C.S. Lewis. I got a friend who's reading it with me. And just follow me if you guys want to see cool stuff. I cover pop culture. I'm going to be covering philosophy now. I'm going to be covering stuff. I'm going to eventually, someday, do a secular reading of the Holy Bible and see how it can apply to secular life. Or
Which
maybe we'll see if
Bible?
it converts me by accident.
Wait, which
English
which
Standard
translation?
Version. English Standard.
This is Gal. I noticed you said I'm so cute on camera, but a pain when
I
not
fucking
performing.
knew it.
I
fucking
agree with
knew
you.
it. You
That
are
is how
such a bitch.
everyone
Read
feels
the
about
next
me.
comment.
That's how
Read the
everyone
next
feels
comment.
about me.
Read
I don't
the
see the next comment. I don't see the next comment.
You
That is
fucking
literally
bitch.
how everyone feels
You
about
fucking
me. So I'm
bitch.
glad that you said it.
Look,
I'm so cute when performing.
I just want to say, if we get these two hotels,
talking about
annoying
him.
when
one
I'm
person's
not.
walking out,
Kitty,
or 3
it's Kitty
people are
on my
walking out.
All right. Where were we at? Vagabond. Hold on. What are we? Are we still doing this?
Oh no. That's my
No.
chat. Thanks.
Oh, sorry, man. My bad. Go ahead. Vagabond.
Sharing DMs, are we? Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
Oh, also, I am sharing another photo.
Excellent. Okay, we'll pull it up.
Why did you guys make me so
Oh,
short?
he's with that conductor. Cute.
Oh, that's tight. That's tight track compared to the train. You might not like it. Oh yeah.
I'm gonna get this comment framed. I think this is so. This is great.
Okay, well, so later tonight I will be on Anime for the Homies. We're talking more K-pop Demon Hunters because it's so good. And Gal, you need to watch it again. And
It's not going to change my opinion, man. It's a decent
No,
movie. It is not a perfect
look,
10.
I need to watch it with you, and I just
looks
explain
terrible.
it all.
No,
It's
I don't
really
need a
good.
fucking explanation. I need them to actually give me a complete story and not
I'm
just leave
literally
something
begging
super
you guys
important
to
out of
talk
it.
about something cool. This is a cool show. Stop
Dude, I was
being
talking about
dorks.
baseball earlier,
It
and
looks like
you
one
were
of the
still
worst
upset.
things
so.
that I've
Oh
ever
my
seen
God.
in my life.
Shoot, the
It's
but
pro-demon.
also
It's evil.
and same thing tomorrow. My first
take it
episode
anymore.
of I Swear It's Not Hentai podcast, and if you don't watch anime, I'm bringing up weird and obscure animes that people have probably not heard of. They're not the most popular stuff, but it might freak you out. It might not. And if you're a gooner or not, it doesn't matter. It's meant to drive everyone crazy just to see what I show to the general public and not get demonetized. Well, I'm not monetized yet, but see if I can stay on YouTube. But other than that, next Friday I'll be on Iron Oxide's podcast, the Weekly Rogues Gallery, and then catch me here every Saturday on Touchgrass.
Excellent. All right, Gal, you are our right-wing e-girl in residence. You said I was cute on camera, but a pain when not performing for it. That is literally what everyone thinks about me. I'm so glad you said it out loud.
talking about my
That's what
cat.
everyone says.
To clarify.
It's fine.
Dougie, but kitty
It's
cat.
fine. All right. So where can people find you if they like right-wing e-girls? Go ahead.
Fucking bite me, you bitch.
You know I will.
You can find me on YouTube, Rumble, Twitter, and Instagram under green-haired anti-liberal. I read to people on Wednesdays because there's some people who can't read, don't like to read, or don't have time for it, and I love to read. So, cooking the books every Wednesday, 6 p.m. Mountain Time, sometimes 6:30.
Excellent. By the way, not a
and
cooking
also that's
show.
about my cat.
Not a cooking show, by the way. Cooking the books. I know it's misleading because she's a woman and the show has cooking in the title, but it's actually
It's not my fault you can't read.
It's about reading.
You
It's
can't
about
finish,
reading.
I guess.
Which
Reading.
women should not be literate. So I don't know why.
Hey!
That's
I
the show.
said
But
I never have a problem finishing.
there we go. See, isn't that better? Is that better now that we can't hear her? Isn't it better? There we go. Okay, my name is Theo Snodgrass. This is my show. If you like it, follow me on YouTube. Thank you. Let's end it.